Yeah. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Roll call in advance, you don't even gotta mention. Swap it in the deck, you're not bullish enough. Trade it in the sex, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Yagobi. OnChain revolution, network in the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity. Flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. OnChain revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gonna end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me no way. OnChain revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm Sage, man. Voodoo 2 on the way. Yeah. Nicky's. Yeah. OnChain revolution. OnChain. Hey, OnChain revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recap, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, yeah, send it to the deck. Yeah, sell it through the spec. Ordinal's the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy on the channel to cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for the OnChain Hour, and today's show is going to be awesome, guys, because we do have Bitcoin sitting above 112,000. Yes, we are 4,000 up from the local low of 108, 107. So I'm very, very happy to say that because it did look a little bleak there. You do have Ethereum up 3% today, while Bitcoin's only up about 1%, which is really good. Ethereum sitting at 44.62, so that's really good. You do have other stuff doing pretty good today as well. You got gold at an all-time high, so that's, you know, if you guys go back a few months ago before Bitcoin really ripped up to 125, you did have gold make the all-time high first. You remember that because we were talking about it a lot on the show. And then about, a couple weeks later, Bitcoin set its run, right? So I think that's what we're setting up for again. Gold moves first. It's almost like the money from gold kind of goes into Bitcoin when Bitcoin's not moving here. And you're kind of getting people excited for that again. So that's really awesome to talk about. We did have the tariff stuff. Remember at the beginning of the year, tariff stuff was the worst thing that happened to the crypto markets. That's why Ethereum went down to 1,300. That is why Bitcoin struggled pretty much after it hit that, the all-time high of 108, and then really struggled for like 3 months there. So I do think that we're about to see something crazy come from the markets now that this tariff stuff is kind of might be illegal. And they might have to refund a lot of that tariffs. What happens? Well, that's a lot of catch up that has to happen now. A lot of money has to flow back into crypto again because that counter trade that always happens. So I'm really excited for that. We might see an alt season, especially we got Fed Chairman Waller. I'm sorry, Fed. He wants to be chairman, but Fed, one of the participants in the Fed, he basically said that he wants to be chairman and he wants to do multiple cuts this year. There's 3 meetings left, 3 potential cuts. Everything's looking up, guys. I'm really excited for today's show. So without further ado, bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, man? How you feeling, dude? I'm excited, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like the markets responded very well after a first day of getting back to, from the holiday weekend. Bitcoin does look strong on the daily chart. Bitcoin looks actually pretty good, and we'll go over that later, but we'll see if it's going to be a fake out. But there's a lot of people that do this, that do the forecasting for Bitcoin, not necessarily a ton, but you know, the Benjamin Cohens and kind of that group that are looking for Bitcoin to bounce back in September in terms of like showing strength again. And that's that on the daily chart. Looks like we could be just entering the beginning phase of that. So
yeah, 100%. I think that, you know, we could be entering a phase where everything kind of runs together a little bit too. I don't think it's going to just go into Bitcoin. I think a lot of people are really getting excited for altcoins right now. And you are seeing coins like Hedera, for instance, you know, reach like an all-time high. Right, there's a lot of things happening that maybe we don't cover, but maybe we should, because like when Kook posted, hey, you know, the normies are out trading us because Hedera is running high. The people who watch the, you know, the Discover Crypto, the crypto banter, they're out trading us right now, making more money than us because we are in dumb shit. Like like what's the quote I got into last week? Goat, right? They're putting their money in smart stuff right now. So there is a lot of smart stuff here. You just have to find it. So it's not like it's just there. So there's a lot of opportunity in the market right now. But I think one of the biggest opportunities is our good friend TK, Trench Kitty. Trench Kitty today. Let's check out what is happening with TK. So on Solana, we're sitting at about around 65K, which it's okay. I want it to go higher. I think it will. Staking just opened. So I do think there's some stuff's getting staked. The biggest thing, right, for me is 42% is now over on Bitcoin. That is absolutely awesome to me. This is the bridge. If you guys are wondering, this is the liquidity pool. This is the bridge, and these are the holders. So right now you have about 42% over on Bitcoin. That's exciting. Let's check out the Bitcoin. So on Bitcoin, it's about 123K market cap. 1 billion supply total, just the same as there. What's 1-to-1? 412 holders over here. So the holder count is growing. We have about 600 holders altogether right now, which is amazing. And then also the fluid staking has 30 million. Let me give us a quick refresh, but it has over 30 million TK tokens now locked up. Lock them up until November 28th. But how do you feel about TK right now with Solana, Bitcoin, and the staking?
yeah, I mean, on the Solana side, it's just, you know, that's where the liquidity is. So people that want to, you know, get into I guess be liquid, that's where they're taking it. But like the people that are staking, that's impressive, right? Like, you know, getting to almost 100%, right? And because
Yeah.
that's a big staking pool too. So I think that is definitely encouraging. On the Bitcoin side, it seems to be more stable, but you know, we'll see what happens as the markets get better. Because I am looking at the alts on the crypto bubbles, and it does seem like, you know, it was like a quiet, like green kind of alt market the past, like, I don't know, I would even say like 12 to 14 hours, right? And it's a little shocking to see that I get like what was it, Virtual Bacon said buy everything now.
Yeah.
But maybe he had, you know, he used some of his metrics to say, hey, like people are going to start pouring into alts because it does look good. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are up, and whenever they are up, these typically do follow, but not necessarily that quick. And so I don't know. There is, you know, a lot of interest in, and it's funny you brought up the whole, you know, trading. I think crypto Twitter really, something, you know, including myself too, needs to take a look in the mirror and say, hey, you know, crypto Twitter might not have the same pool that it had in previous cycles, right? And so the normies are getting into these coins on centralized exchanges, and they're looking for like safe bets. And so I don't know, we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting, but I think everything is a learning opportunity, including what we're seeing in the market right now.
Yeah, 100%. Glasshopper says can't stake my TK, couldn't stake my Billy Cats, won't be able to stake my OG pass. Food sucks. Why? I don't understand. Glasshopper, try using a VPN, dude. I think you might be getting geo blocked on accident by Fluid. So get the NordVPN from us. It's like $3, and I think that might be your problem because no one else is having the problem, right? So, and I think that, you know, I think that's my problem with Botanics too. I think I need to put a VPN on for that stuff because
Yeah,
that's why
possibly.
I'm struggling. So
Also,
sometimes VPNs would help.
yeah. And Xverse wallet is the go-to wallet. If you're having issues with Xverse, make sure that your Bitcoin is in the Bitcoin payment address to pay the fee for the staking. But like definitely, you know, reach out to me separately, Glasshopper on X, and I'll try to get Raul tied in to see, because there's got to be something unique to your situation, because a lot of people can do it.
says I have Nord and X first.
Yeah, there's got to be something unique to the situation for sure, because like there's almost 35 million, almost
I
maxed
know.
out that's staked on there right now. So we'll figure it out before it closes.
100%, 100%. We still have plenty of time to 6 days, 8 hours. So it's next Tuesday night. So we have plenty of time with that. So there's no really need to rush into there unless you just want to, like I did. So, but yeah, man, that is what is going on there. All right, let's jump into some of the main topics of today. We have our title today, which is September BTC surprise. Is there a question mark? No question mark there. So you're kind of calling for a surprise here. And obviously bond yield soar and Ray Dalio goes crypto. So we'll get into the first one there. But BTC surprise, what would be surprising for you with September? Because I'm actually on the side of bullish. I think going down might surprise me a little bit.
Yeah. So, well, I do think we got to remember we did hit an all-time high in August at 124. So there is definitely open interest on the sell side, probably a bit, but I think the surprise would be hitting something even higher that's more like showing strength, right? So something like getting to 130, 135 or something this month wouldn't be out of the question, in my opinion, especially looking at this daily chart. This daily chart to me looks pretty bullish. Now, we're not there yet to get that extreme confidence confirmation, because it does need to continually travel into the direction it's heading right now. But once it gets to a certain area, that's when I'll say, okay, I think that we hit an all-time high in September for Bitcoin for sure. But I'm leaning towards that right now. Right. And I know that you've been kind of bullish on September for Bitcoin, but like I think majority of people probably didn't feel bullish coming out of August.
I don't know. I just don't understand with the rate cut coming the 17th, 90% on Polygon. How can you be bearish for that month? I just don't get it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but a lot of times those rate cuts are baked in, and it bakes in until the rate cut happens, right? And then once the rate cut happens, it's kind of like sell the news thing. But I don't think that's going to happen. You know what I mean? I think actually it plays into like expecting probably another rate cut in October. And so that's why I think that this is kind of a little probably surprising. I'm not talking about to the people that do this like every day. I'm talking about to the average everyday listener that's kind of trying to keep up and stuff like that, and feels like they got maybe beat up at the end of August and has that energy kind of carry over, right? So, and really today is the second day of trading in this month, because Monday doesn't count, right? In terms of like Labor Day, yes, you could buy Bitcoin stuff, but liquidity's thin. So I'm just looking at this daily chart and I'm looking at the setup, and I think it looks really good for it, the next couple of weeks of for Bitcoin at least. But more than that is just the energy that I'm seeing with the alt market right now.
I agree. I 100%. I definitely agree there. And then we do have next part of our title here, which is the billionaire and someone I truly respect. Ray Dalio said that crypto is now an alternative currency that has its supply limited. So he's obviously talking about Bitcoin here, because there really isn't. I guess you could say that's some of the other ones, but yeah, I don't know. He said, so all things being equal, if the supply of the dollar money rises and or the demand for it falls, that would likely make crypto an attractive alternative currency. Dollar and the other reserve currency governments' bad debt situations are threatening to their appeals as reserve currencies and storeholds of wealth, which is what have been contributing to the rises in gold and cryptocurrency. So he's basically saying in a very smart way that with all the bad debt, and he's one of the masters of understanding bad debt, and he's thinking that the US dollar does fall, and his prediction is the yen will be the new reserve currency of the world. That's something he's been predicting for a long time in his Changing of World Powers documentary on YouTube, which is really good. Go check that out if you haven't. But he's now saying that potentially that could be pivoting to the crypto. Maybe he missed it and it's crypto and not the yen.
Yeah, you mean the Chinese currency? This is what he's
Yeah, well,
predicting.
he was predicting the Chinese yen or whatever, the yuan or whatever it's called.
Yuan, yeah.
Yuan is going to be the reserve currency of the world. He's predicting that for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And he's so I don't know if he's going to be right about that, but the dollar would have to collapse for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's starting to see that perhaps the new world reserve currency is going to be something like Bitcoin or something that is just really doesn't have this ability to continually print, endless supply of. And I think he initially thought the yuan because that's just how it's been country to country, right? Eventually, a world power has the world reserve currency until they fall. But this is actually kind of set up to where you don't have to rely on a country's success necessarily, right? But now, which cryptocurrency becomes that world reserve currency? That's where I think the question is gonna to go in, because you don't want to have something that can just be inflationary, like all these other currencies that have been controlled by governments and countries in the past. I think we're still a bit early to determine what is going to be the next world reserve currency. Obviously the dollar has to collapse and stuff, but I do see where he's going with this in terms of hedge. I think definitely countries are going to try to look to digital assets, right, in terms of a safety net. Bitcoin's obviously stands out as like the number one option in my opinion, just because of the finite supply and all these things. And if that happens, then Bitcoin definitely is going to be looked at even more as a hot commodity, because you want to get that before it takes that position fully.
Yeah, 100%. He's definitely talking about Bitcoin. There's no other cryptocurrency that actually fits this at all. I mean, I was just thinking about it when you're talking. There's none that actually fit this besides Bitcoin, because of the fact that with Ethereum, with the proof of stake, you can potentially change and add more Ethereum. You can take the yield up. You can make changes to Ethereum, but with Bitcoin, it's the miners who have to make the changes. And if the miners make the wrong change, I actually started looking into this more. We can just choose not to go with their changes, right? As long as we have enough miners to follow that path. So Bitcoin will always potentially never have any changes to it, like I previously thought. So it's one of those things that's 100% Bitcoin here. And it is nice though, because Dalio is somebody who kind of faded crypto until 2020. He kind of started learning about it, in my opinion, but now I think he finally gets it. But I still think he only gets Bitcoin. And when you talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin could be that sort of value. Then you have like Ethereum and stuff like that. It's going to be a financial tool, in my opinion, rather than not backing currencies.
Yeah. And also just looking at Bitcoin and the way it is in its current form, it's like, I don't know if I could see it as being a world reserve currency necessarily, but maybe like the backing of it, right?
Well, that's what it means.
Yeah. Well,
the backing of.
I mean, the world reserve currency right now is the U.S. dollar.
Oh, I
right?
got what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just don't know if I could see it being like, maybe like if we look at it like in Sats, kind of like what we looked at it in Ordinals, kind of, but like I just feel like it's definitely like that gold replacement.
Yeah.
Now gold is still going to be there because it's tangible and all that stuff. I'm not saying it's going away, but Bitcoin definitely the world reserve like asset, and then what do they do with the actual currency that we're spending? What is that going to be? Is it going to be stable coin? Can they print that endlessly? You know what I mean? So that's what I think is going to be worked out and kind of, because they want to be able to manipulate whatever and when I say they, I mean like the world governments and stuff. So it's going to be interesting.
We're entering, I mean, we've entered a world of interoperability too, right? Just because Bitcoin is, we're going to figure out ways to make Bitcoin faster, whether it's running on, as wrapped Bitcoin or a decentralized version of that. There's going to be stuff that comes that is 100% secure and a faster way to trade Bitcoin, whether that's Lightning Network, right? There's going to be ways for Bitcoin to become an everyday currency, especially when it gets to a point where, it barely moves like gold does, right? Like gold, it took gold, almost half a year to move $500, right? So it's one of those things which is like 16%. I think we're going to get to a point of Bitcoin when Bitcoin gets to, $18-19 million, where it's like $40 trillion asset. I think that's when we're going to see potentially, it kind of just be that rock, right? That doesn't really move at all because it's not being moved. There's liquidity for it, but like it takes so much to move it, right? And it takes, if you got to sell so much of it to move the price, we're gonna get to that point, in my opinion, and that's when it'll be a viable asset to, 50, like every currency is going to have 50% gold, 50% Bitcoin backing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could see something like that, and it's already kind of used in this like trust manner with wrap Bitcoin, right? I mean, if you think about it, like wrap Bitcoin is just a synthetic version of Bitcoin, right? So it's, I could like, why wouldn't that continue on, right? And whether it's going to back like stable coins or more wrapped Bitcoin in the future, I think just really making sure that the collateral assets are there and you can check them because it is blockchain technology. And that's the biggest thing, I think, is like now something that says that they're collateralized, you can check on chain.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless you're Tether.
Unless you're Tether. Unless you are Tether. So the next thing here is so the bond yields hit pretty much a couple year high today, which is insane, but that's coming on the backs of investors appear jolted by a pang of uncertainty following a federal appeals court ruling that many of Donald Trump's tariffs are illegal. The United States collected $31 billion in tariff revenue in August alone, the highest monthly total this year. President Trump says there will be an emergency meeting today on the tariff ruling, so he's fighting this heavily. But $30 billion a month, man, that's almost $400 billion a year in tariffs potentially. You do a lot with that money. So I don't know. How do you feel about this? Because I kind of want things to fix itself from the February, March, and April tariff downtrend. So this would actually push us up again, right? To maybe, and if this does get blocked and there's nothing Trump can do about it, do we see a 4-month uptrend kind of being priced back in that the tariffs are no longer here?
I think that would be like the worst situation possible.
If we were, though,
maybe for like just Q4, but like Q4 already can be good. So it's like
to be better.
Yeah, but like, but then what will next year look like? And it's just, I don't know, man. Like basically all the work that had been done up until now is going to be reversed, right? So like we wasted all that time. We waste, you know what I mean? So I just don't know if that's a good thing for 2026, because then it's not like they're just going to give up on this idea. They're just going to, I don't know, man. This, to me, I think today's a very important day. I guess it shook the investors, right? Because now they're kind of worried that like the plan's not going to continually go forward, and it's unstable in terms of what's the plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I think the problem comes in, is like there's no, from a macro perspective, I think like, yes, the markets are looking decent today, but I don't think it's directly to do with this, the fact that this could be halted and the plan could be reversed. I don't know what exactly the reason why it is bouncing back the way it is, but I just think the yields went up, right? Because they haven't been able to get buyers. So there's a reason why, and now they're even higher because we don't even know if the plan is still the plan.
Yeah, uncertainty comes in the market. People go and buy bonds, right? That's kind of what's going on. And you buy something else too. You buy gold. So gold, like I said earlier, hit a new all-time high. Look at this chart, dude. So gold has just been on this uptrend. I mean, since the tariffs have really been initiated, right? So gold it's just something that, just went up all year. It did have this dump. But it looks like it was a fake out now because we went up, retested the trend line and broke it down again. Everyone thought gold was going to dump, but gold decided to do the opposite, the path of most pain, which was up only. And now it's back in the trend here with 2 fake outs. Some people are calling that a double bottom and seeing gold go to 6,000-7,000 potentially next year, with Bitcoin headed further up as well. What do you think about gold's chart here? And when people do get scared, they do buy gold.
When gold goes up, it's always good for Bitcoin. That's all I say. So, you know, I expect Bitcoin to follow the trend, just tail it behind it, right? So, and then we got to continually look at the M2 global supply and see, you know, when that's kind of stops to continually go up. And but right now, like Q4 looks good for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we're gonna see if virtual bacon is right, and if these alts really start to get aggressive this month, or at least by early next month, which is my expectation is early to mid October latest.
Yeah, 100%. So Fed Governor Waller says he favors multiple interest rate cuts in the coming months, and then right after his speech this morning, came out that he's running for chair. Says the Fed should start cutting this month and adjust pace. So let's take a look at the market watch calendar, because I think this is really important here. So we need 3 things to happen to guarantee us a rate cut if we're not already guaranteed. But if we are, you know, I don't want to say guaranteed until we get 2 things. So tomorrow we get the ADP employment. This is the weekly stuff that we get every week. So that'll be something to look into. But Friday we get the non-farm payroll. We get the U.S. jobs unemployment for the whole month of August. So this is going to be really big, but the real big stuff. So that's one. And then next Wednesday we get core PPI, and then next Thursday we get core CPI. So I'm a little worried they're putting PPI in front of CPI because it's normally the opposite, but I don't know why they're doing that. But it kind of gets me a little worried that we're going to dump this day and then pump this day, or do the opposite, right? Pump and then dump. I don't know, but that all leads us all into the 17th, which is the Fed meeting. What do you think about potentially Waller coming out and say he's running for Fed chair? He wants rate cuts and then the market calendar for the rest of this month.
It is. First of all, it's weird that they are showing the PPI first, but I don't think it matters because Jerome Powell even said that he's focused on jobs right now.
Yeah,
right. He's not really focused on inflation
inflation
going up.
Bro.
Yeah, he said that that's not his focus right now. I look, people can't buy homes right now, and actually, like I've even seen like in neighborhoods around me, like people were able to kind of move their homes, I would say like a year ago, but the past like 12 months, it's been hard. Like, and this is a nice growing area that I'm in right now. It's really robust in terms of like new development. And it's because no one wants to pay that interest, right? Whenever they're getting getting into a mortgage. And so, you know, I think rates have to come down. That 0.25 is not going to make like a huge difference, but it's a start, right? And you start to bring it down. And the current administration wants to do actually something with the housing market to help people get into homes that are in that like below millennial age group, right? So I think that there's a lot of pressure on Powell. I think it happens. We're sitting at 91% on poly market, which we haven't seen anything above before this kind of forecast for this September cut. We haven't seen a forecast above, I don't believe, 69% or 70. And so this is 91. This is kind of, in my opinion, this is pretty much locking it in there. Now, could something drastic happen? Yes. I'm just not too worried about it.
Yeah, 100%. But the one thing that's scary about the housing market though is when rates do drop, and we've seen this before, housing prices go up because then you have people coming in and they outbid each other.
Well, it takes some time.
So I mean, I don't think we're gonna be able to fix the housing market anytime soon, unless we build more houses, right? That's the main thing. The government needs to come in and just have its own freaking housing business, right? And it's like, hey, just build thousands of houses. Like that's your job.
They have HUD.
Like, that's the only way.
They have HUD, but
they took a lot of that funding away though.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily the houses that are going to really ignite the market, in my opinion. But you know, a 0.25 25 bip cut is not going to just ignite it right away, I don't think. But like people will start to plant the seed in their head. Okay, rate cuts. Okay, now if we get 2 in a row, now we can start planning a little bit. Is it time to start buying houses? And it's very psychological too, right? Because then you hear the mortgage broker saying, "Oh, rate cuts are here. You get prepared if you're looking for a house because rates are going down." That's the marketing is psychological, a lot of it, and then people start to look at it, and of course, like the rates do have something to do with it. But we'll see what happens.
100%. Looking forward to what the happenings of this month for sure. The next thing here is SEC and CFTC allow spot trading of certain cryptocurrencies on U.S. registered exchanges. We're now going to see Bitcoin and Ethereum, Solana. I think that's it for now. Trade it on E-Trade. So you no longer have to buy the ETF through your financial brokers. You'll now be able to buy your favorite cryptocurrencies, whether hopefully that's the top three, on E-Trade and all the rest of them. How do you feel about that, man? A potential, I mean, you can just sell, a Google and buy actual Bitcoin that they're custodian for you.
Yeah, it should definitely help with the inflows, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see how much of an effect this will have. But I think that the Robin Hoods and stuff like that, like in Robinhood, you can get Bitcoin directly, anyways, like in Ethereum.
Yeah.
I think it's more for like those traditional ones that you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
E-Trade, Fidelities,
BTC.
stuff like that. That they're not used to seeing this available. So
Yeah, for sure. And then banks too, right? Because technically a lot of these banks do have their own setups as well. JP Morgan is tied to, I think, one of them as well. I think it's Chase, right? I think Chase has their own stock platform as well. But yeah. Moving on though, on September 2nd, spot Bitcoin ETF saw 333 million in net inflows, led by Fidelity's FBTC with 133 million. Spot Ethereum ETF posted a total net outflow of 135, and none of the 9 ETFs recording a net flow. So none of the ETFs from Ethereum have an inflow at all right now. Yesterday, anyway. It does look like it's changing a little bit today, but how do you feel about that? They're buying Bitcoin up, the ETFs, but not buying Ethereum. They're actually selling it down a little bit.
The zero inflow? How? That's crazy.
Well, it's because the outflows are outplaying the inflows, so it was a negative.
Gotcha. So there was buys. It was just like the final number that they reported. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, this is an example of kind of Bitcoin trying to take that I guess spotlight back in September, but I'm still kind of staying in that mindset of like Ethereum's still going to thrive. It might not thrive as much as it did in July and August. It might take a little bit off the pedal this month, but remember who's behind it. Remember who's pushing it. You know what I mean? Macro trade of the decade. That's a big, bold statement that, we'll probably look back a year from now and be like, man, the dude is just like, he calls it. He's a shot caller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I don't think Ethereum suffers much in September. I think if anything, it just cools off because it did have a really hot August. I mean, it really did, getting to 4,900, right? So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Bitcoin is definitely something that I'm expecting to thrive in the month of September. We'll see how much momentum it can get going because we're in the transitional period right now on the daily chart of kind of swinging it back. So the weekly is still kind of stuck into on the sell pressure side. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get out of that on the weekly, but the daily definitely looks good.
And there is rumors of Tom Lee going on the Joe Rogan show. I don't know if you've seen that in September. And people are saying that could be the catapult that sends ETH so much higher because Rogan understands Bitcoin. He doesn't understand Ethereum. He said it on multiple podcasts. He doesn't understand what Ethereum is. So Tom Lee could actually break that down for him. And, he does get 40 million views on each episode. So it's potentially 40 million retail investors potentially buying a little bit of ETH, which could set the price to explode. But we'll see. But on the negative side again, Ethereum Foundation announces it will convert 10,000 ETH worth around 43 million via centralized exchanges over several weeks to fund R&D, grants, and donations. Vitalik is selling. Vitalik's been selling his whole life, though. I mean, since he got his initial Bitcoin and funded the foundation, initial Ethereum and funded the foundation, it feels like Vitalik and the Ethereum Foundation is constantly selling. They were selling the SharpLink last month, ton of it, right? So, and now they're going to be selling on centralized exchanges, which kind of makes me think, why centralized exchanges? Why not just sell it on chain? I mean, you can easily, there's plenty of volume there, whether it's any of the places. I don't get it. I don't get why they want to do this on centralized exchanges.
Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping that SharpLink would step up again and say, "Hey, let us give us a little discount here, and we'll take that off of your hands," right? Because they did last month, right, or the past couple of months. But man, like, how much money do they need, dude? Like, what's going on? Like,
R&D, they must be getting ready for quantum. I don't know why else you need all this damn money for grants and donations. I mean, you gotta pay builders to build there, right? Because builders are in high demand right now, right? Builders could go build anywhere right now. So, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Not happy with that though. Not happy with that at all.
Yeah, we'll see how much it affects the price, though. That's the biggest thing to pay attention to, I think, from here, because it used to affect the price pretty decent when they would make an announcement like this, but it doesn't seem like it's hurting it today.
No, it doesn't seem that way at all. All right, jumping to the next thing here. Galaxy Digital has launched a plan to tokenize its SEC registered Galaxy shares on a major blockchain. They haven't picked the blockchain yet, but people are saying it's going to be Solana because they are pretty big over there now. How do you feel? But they're going to make you KYC to trade this. So when you take it off when you actually tokenize it, they're going to have you KYC it. Very similar to what Wilfi did, though. Right, Wilfi made you KYC to do the initial pre-sale, and then once it's in on chain, it's on chain. So what do you think about though Galaxy Digital saying, hey, if you want to take your asset on chain, you can. You have the KYC to do it though, but once it's on chain, you can set a liquidity pool for it.
Yeah, I expect more companies to do this. That are going to take that same approach of the pre-sale, or are they doing a pre-sale as well?
No, this is their stock that's trading already.
Okay.
Okay,
gotcha. They're just tokenizing it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure why they are wanting to KYC on chain. Like, what's the point? Yeah. I guess
it might
maybe
just be to feed at the SEC, like, hey, we had them KYC, we can't help what they do with it, or you know what I mean? Might be just their they don't want to get bit in the butt.
Yeah, that, or they're trying to like encourage like holders, so someone that does want to do a KYC probably mentally is more of a holder than someone that doesn't want a KYC. You know what I mean? So you're trying to build a certain group of investors on Solana, which Solana is definitely not known for holding assets very long.
So we'll see. But that actually got me kind of bullish on Solana a little bit. What if, because every single liquidity pool, I guess no, because you can do a USD1, right? Or you can USDC or whatever, right? So I guess you don't have to put it up against Solana. It's only like the meme coins that you put up against Solana, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, whenever you're using a launch pad, you're forced to put it up against Solana.
Gotcha. Starting today, okay, that's what we went over. Pumpfun has launched the Project Ascend update, aiming to enhance coin sustainability and community alignment through a dynamic fee structure. Did you hear about this at all? Because I really didn't get time to kind of dig into this. They have a larger thing here. I'll just read this real quick. The update introduces creator fees V1, a tiered fee system based on market capitalization, where higher market cap coins incur lower creator fees. The structure applies to all pump swap tokens, while protocol NLP fee allocations remain unchanged. Yeah, it does seem like, I don't know, why would anyone launch on Pumpfun? Like, why? Like, I just don't get it. Like, you can go to Bonk and get, at least 0.1%, right? It's not the 1% you get for a tech token, but it's it's 0.01. No, it's 0.1, right? It's 0.1.
They
now,
jumped it up for the meme side. Yeah.
So, but like, why? Like, I don't. And now, if your token reaches like $1 billion, you're gonna get less and less. You're not gonna get the 0.1 or the 0.001 that they're giving here with Pumpfun. I don't get it. I don't get why people would launch like legitimate team launch on Pumpfun.
Well, they're trying to, I think, encourage like the lower market caps to keep pushing, because then you get more of the fee share, and then once it gets high market cap, and then like you're still cruising because you're still benefiting because of volume, right? Like that's the idea behind it. But again, like, this is just about creators. This is just about the launchpad. I mean, the launchpad, sure, they're giving up some of the fee share here, but it's about the creator of the token and who the team is behind it. They never look to benefit the actual like traders, like the holders, right? Like, and so it got a lot of pushback on their Pumpfun's actual post from the people that like lose a lot, like the retail people. They're just like, you're continually just trying to benefit like these coin deployers and all these people, and the idea is because Pumpfun thrives on those people. That's how they make their most money, because you got to have a loser. and I think Pumpfun saying that, you know, like the retail users are the loser, and there's not, that's the business model. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do over there. I don't know, man. I feel like all the launch pads kind of lost so much steam the last 3 weeks. Can they regain it, you think, or do you think that?
I mean, if they try to benefit the
Yeah,
customer that's losing the most, their biggest
yeah,
like contributor to all the money, maybe, but they've lost 90%. But here's the thing is that like the people that are stuck in that system are still like pouring money into it and losing
yeah,
a lot, right? So I don't know. I mean, I think that it does die off because like they're trying, like now they're just trying everything. They're like just, but except for the one thing of what keeps them going, and that's the
yeah.
money from the retail users. You know what I mean?
100%, 100%. Ondo Finance launches Ondo Global Markets, issuing over 100 tokenized U.S. stocks and ETFs on Ethereum with BNB chain and Solana support coming. Ondo, dude, I was thinking about this the other day. Ondo could be one of the biggest. Like, I was
They
really
will be.
bullish on Wilfi, still am really bullish on Wilfi, but Wilfi is what the Donald Trump's company, what Ondo is the BlackRock, right? Like that
Yeah.
is. I was thinking about that. I was holy shit. Like, there's a huge opportunity. Maybe not with the Ondo token itself, but with stuff that's like running
Products.
on Ondo. Products on Ondo could be huge if you get in the right ones.
Yeah, I think the token too. If
You
you're
think so?
speaking to, well, if you're speaking to the right group of
Yeah.
investors, right? Like the ones
Yeah.
that can just chunk $1 million at it or something,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I do. You know, look, BlackRock is known for their just extreme efficiency in everything that they do in the financial markets, right? I mean, they have the Aladdin software that is just allows them to consistently just win in TradFi. They're going to create that as well. They're going to have their area, and they're a part of the investment group that is creating the Texas Stock Exchange, right? Which
Yeah.
is heavily digital focused, digital asset focused. So I think Ondo is going to be the playground for huge wells and institutional investors and stuff like that. RWA is going to be all over that in actual RWA that's going to be delivered in a product. So this is going to be part of our space that is, you know, it's taken time to build that part out, and there's still going to be time for that to, you know, solidify itself, but it's going to be a huge part of it in terms of like the capital value of our entire space. I truly believe that.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. The Wilfi definitely woke me up to Ondo for sure. But all right, let's kind of get into our next thing here, which is the crypto fear and greed. So last week we were at a 47. Yesterday we're at 39. We're higher than 39, but lower than 47. I'm giving you a hard one today. Where do you think we are?
43.
Dude, you almost hit it. That was good. My so 42. Right there. I feel terrible about this number. I
You
hate
feel like
it
it's
so much.
too low or too high?
That's way too low. I mean, by far, right? Like I think we should be in the 50s, 60s. But then I say that, but then I look on Twitter and there's nobody here. Like when you scroll through Twitter, right, as much as I do, and you don't see a new post for like 30 minutes, it's like, wow, this place is empty. And I follow over 3,000 people. And for not seeing
Yeah.
a new post for like 15 minutes, that's crazy to me. There's no one here, dude. It's just we're in an empty zone. So I guess 42. I want to see 50. I want to see 50, bro. At least right now. It's September. Come on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, and Coin Market Cap has this thing called alt season gauge, and like it was the highest that it's ever been, I think, yesterday, and I think it was at like 48 or something like that. So all year. So like when things started pumping in June, it was at 28. So it, you know, that kind of speaks to what you're talking about here. Like, you know, people that are interested in altcoins and stuff like that, they're just not present. But the people that are interested in Bitcoin and Ethereum and those type of people, they might not be present on crypto Twitter, but they might be like, I don't know, on another platform talking, because I know that they got to be kind of excited. They've had a good year, you know, if they're invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, I guess the good second half of the year for Ethereum, but we shall see, man. I just hope that crypto Twitter can have the same effect that it's had in the past, you know, past cycles, because honestly, if I'm being honest, I feel like it's losing its footing.
It
You know,
really has.
it's losing its
Yeah.
footing. I mean, because like it's not as reliable in terms of to get, solid information in terms of like where's this market heading? Where is it going? Yes, you have to actually. So I take that back. There is information, solid information, but you got to really search for it, and you have to search for the right things, as opposed to previous cycles. Whenever it would be there on your timeline, So, but I think things
man.
get
All right.
better though.
Well, we'll find out right now what's going on with the price action. And the Bitcoin price action is brought to you guys by Artura.finance. I thought I could describe it to you guys, but I feel like you guys know about it so much. So what I'm going to do today, because it's brought to you by powered by Artura, I'm going to do a trade for you guys. So Artura.finance, like I said before a million times, is giving away points, right? They have a tournament right now that's going on. We did talk about it yesterday. I highly recommend you guys get on this leaderboard. And if you can be one of these top spots, I mean, guys, $171, Alpha Gamer, bro. You're giving away 10,000.
Got to get in there.
Yeah. They're giving away 10,000 USDC or stablecoin, and then $20,000 in their own token. You could easily get up on this P&L, bro. I mean, compare like this is you, brother. This is all you guys really. All you guys got to do is make $171 P&L, and you potentially can win this tournament. First, second, and third place all get prizes, I believe. And so definitely want to be a part of this. It's super easy. You can we have a video on how to get over on Botonics, but right now I'm just going to show you guys how I'm planning to just earn as much points and get one of the biggest Bitcoin airdrops that ever existed. That is from Botonics. I'm gonna take a long here on Ethereum. Get everything right here. I'm gonna use $55. I'm gonna increase my spending limit. I'm gonna hit confirm here, and what that's going to do is going to let me do the amount that I want to do with the 25x. It does take a few seconds, but then it's going to pop up here and it's going to let me approve it by long. I'm going to hit it one more time, and my trade is going to pop up here any second. And then, boom, I am in a trade on Artura. But, I don't really give a shit about the trade. I care about the points, right? If I win this trade, awesome. If I lose this trade, I don't care, because I know potentially when, it's time for the points to come out. We all know what happens with points. I mean, I feel like we're at the point now where we can stop saying points and start saying it. But as a respect for these guys, I'm not going to. But we all know what comes with points. And I definitely want you guys to be a part of this. Get free money from Botonics and potentially Artura with the ARA token as well. So get on here, guys. Do a trade and check out Artura.finance today.
Yes, sir. And before we get into the Bitcoin price action, guys, help us out on the YouTube side of things. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on. Same thing with X. Hit that like for us on this space for the OnChain Revolution account and the Trench Kitty account. Share the space, though. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Shout out to the Abstract community as well. Share that link and kick Twitch, Spotify, and Rumble. Let's get in some price action here. Brought to you guys by the great people at Artura.finance. Let's take a look here at Bitcoin on the hour chart here. You can see that we have bounced back in terms of keeping this buy pressure alive. You can see up here, man, it looked like we could have really bounced down, and it's wanted to stay in this buy pressure. So that's a really good sign. Do we break this trend? That is the biggest question here, right? So there is this downtrend that's been going on really since, if you go, it looks like we are on our way to break it. So that's definitely a good sign here. And this is the hour chart. So, it's going to give us a little bit of an outlook for the next 2, 4, 6 hours. 8 hours possibly. But this downtrend started on Wednesday of the 13th. Right. And we just haven't been able to fully break out of it. Right. So it looks like it wants to, but I do think we need to hit. Obviously, we first step is getting past this level of resistance here, which is the 113,450, and then we'll have this level up here at the 117. So the 114,350 is that first level. We're very close. So if we can continue this, that would be a good sign. Let's take a look at the support and resistance for the past, I don't know, 4, 6, 8 hours here. Let's bring this in a little bit more. All right, cool. Going to 3 a.m. And I am looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, so that is my bad. Let me get to the 1 hour here. But the 4-hour chart looks good for sure. We're going to relook at the MACD here on the 1 hour. But yeah, just let's take a look here at the support and resistance on the 1 hour. which is where I should have started there. Okay, 6 a.m. Let's take a look here. So at the 112 230 area, we definitely are showing some. The support is winning the battle, and this area right here has some decent volume, so that's a good sign. Below that, we're showing support is holding us up here in the lower volume areas as well. So if we can maintain this, and then above us, we're winning up until we get to about 112 450. So this is where it kind of flips back. It's still balanced at 112 450, but then above that, not much volume here, right? Thin liquidity, we can push through this area. So we're looking pretty good right here, guys. I like, where we're set up here. And if we go back to the stochastics, yes, we just crossed back over the overbought territory. So that's a good sign. Also, we just started the buy pressure. We're on the second MACD candle. So looking good. We crossed over last candle with the fast line crossing over the slow line, the blue line looking like it wants to go vertical. This is good. This is looking good for the next 2, 4, 6, 8 hours. And then popping back into that 4 hour that I was just looking at, this is even better in my opinion, because this is actually zooming out, right? So if we break the trend on this higher time frame, that is a good sign. That means that like we are actually moving, momentum is moving to the upside for Bitcoin. So getting past the 113 450 is going to be big for the 4 hour. That could actually set us up heading into the weekend. So I really like what the 4 hours looking like as well. Let's take a look at the daily chart here. Get into the daily, because the daily to me is the best looking chart for Bitcoin right now, at least setup wise, right? So the 4 hour looks good. 1 hour, 4 hour both look pretty good. 4 hour looks a little bit better than the 1 hour, but the 1 hour is definitely looking decent. The daily chart to me is really good setup. We've been in oversold territory in stochastic RSI for a while, going back to the 20th of August, right? And now it looks like, we're about to have that crossover from the fast line on the MACD over the slow line, right? So if that happens, that is an official changeover of momentum. So we would go from sell to buy pressure, and that would look really good. And this looks good too. If you look at the daily candles as well. I mean, we've had 3 consecutive. This will be our third if we finish today with a green candle as well in a row, right? So we'll see if we get that. I do want to see the stochastics kind of a little bit further along. Maybe it's 65. Once we get to 65, I feel pretty good that we're going to head into the overbought territory eventually. But we'll see if we can't, if the setup looks like it does, like, an opportunity to get in and let Bitcoin kind of ride up, and maybe we get to 115 sooner than we thought it would take, right? Taking a look at the weekly. So this is the only chart that I'm going to show you guys today that I'm a little bit, kind of still hesitant on, because we still have that sell pressure that we've gone into, but it doesn't look like it's super aggressive. It's pretty small still here, but we did just enter into the oversold territory. But this could be a quick visit, right, on the weekly chart. This could be a quick visit, and we start to bounce back. Let's see how that looks. Obviously it would take a couple of weeks for us to turn around, but maybe this is just one of those sell pressure or momentum moments where it only lasts a couple days, weeks, etc. Right? In this case it would be weeks, right? So maybe we've already had 2 sell pressure weeks on the MACD. Maybe we just get one more, and then next week we go back into buy pressure. We'll see how that turns out to look. And then Ethereum on the hour looks really good. This looks really strong. You see this buy pressure is looking really aggressive on the MACD. These candles look really good on the hour chart. Things are looking really good. And whenever you get something like this where you've been in buy pressure a little bit, but then it fakes out and goes to the upside, we're at that 100-point mark on the stochastic RSI, right? Let's take a look at the support and resistance. It's going to be dominated, obviously, by support. And this is going by data going back to 3 a.m. today. You can see, it's being dominated in this area, at least the 4470, heavily dominated in that area. And then here as well, the pulled up a little bit too far. There we go. Yeah, so it looks like domination right here, as you can see in the 44.70 range. Above, it is a bit more balanced. We'll see if we can get some large buy bids pushes up here, and then maybe we can start to fly up, maybe try to get back to like 45.50, 4600 would be a good goal to get to today. Below that, we're showing support as well, so we're holding in that area. We're holding all the way down actually up until you get to 44.30, and yeah, that doesn't look like it's that much of a difference in price. But remember, we are dealing with Ethereum, so the price doesn't move as aggressive in chunks, right? So we'll see. Looks definitely good. We just bounced back up into this 44.80 range now, and if we can, bump up above that, that will definitely look good. So yeah, looking good there on the 1 hour. The 4 hour looks amazing. We got that really strong buy pressure for Ethereum on the 4 hour as well. Let's check out the daily. The first time that I'm seeing weakness in the sell pressure for a very long time, right? So this is a good sign. It is a bit behind Bitcoin in terms of what we just saw on the daily chart for Bitcoin is ready, it looks like, to go into buy pressure, but this could happen quickly. This could happen quickly for Ethereum. We could see some aggressive push up here and really kind of, get out of this quicker than expected. So I like what I'm seeing here, even though it is showing us that we're still in the sell pressure side with the momentum, but I wouldn't be shocked if things run pretty strong. We get back to 45.50, 4600, we kind of get out of this sell pressure. That would be great. So that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. The alts look really good. If you look at the top 100 here, some of the notables that we even hit on earlier in the show: Ondo up about 8%, SPX up about 10%. Meme land is actually one of the most has the most growth actually out of a lot of tokens, and I need to learn more about meme land. I know they have some involvement with that 9gag launchpad on Solana with Moonit and stuff like that. But yeah, if people got into that early, they're doing very well. It's had a lot of growth this year. It's one of I think it's like a top 5 token in terms of growth for this past 2025 at least. OKB looking really good with a bounce back today, about 11%, 10.5 there. Lido up 7.1. You got Hyperliquid pulling back up 4.4%. Fartcoin up 7.5%. Some of these memes bouncing back. You got Pepe up 4%. Pangu up 6%. Crypto.com being talked about. I'm seeing it talked about on different YouTube channels as well. They're up 7%. So, Crow might have a good alt season this year. Pump pulling up 6.5%. AVAX pulling up 7.7% there. Say pulling up 4.6%. Stacks never talked about very often, but they're up 5% here. Radium pulling up 4.6%. And Sui is up 5.1%. Pith got kind of hammered the past week, and they're back up 1.3%. Let's take a look at the top 200 here. USDJ up 46% there. Virtuals up 11.3%. Syrup up 10.8%. You see Barachain up 3.3% there. Toshi up 9%.
Loving the green, bro.
Yeah, it's
loving
a lot of green.
The green.
A lot of green for sure. Brett up 3.4%. Core up 2.5%. Zora up 3.7%. We got our guy. Dog has to be on here. No, you know what? Dog is on the next one, I think.
Yeah.
Starknet is up 3.1%. ZBCN up 1.9%. Gala up 3.9%. Let's take a look at the top 300 because there's a couple over here that is thriving.
Damn, Troll is strong, bro. Ate that dip right up.
Yeah, Troll looking good at 14.5%. What else is up in here that looks familiar?
Dora. Dora.
Baby Doge? What the heck is Baby Doge? Baby
Apparently
Doge.
it's a high market cap. I don't know.
Peanut 4.5%. Man, there was dogs right there, 0.4%. Yeah, and man, I swear I saw Merlin was in here. Maybe they just bounced back into the top 400. Let me look them up and see where they are at. Yeah, Merlin actually jumped up to like 18 cents.
285. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, so they're ranked. Where are they ranked at?
285.
Okay, 285. So they were on that previous one. I just didn't see them. Yeah, they're sitting at 15 cents. So they are up there. So that is going to be the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and alts for you guys. But markets are looking pretty good, guys.
Yeah. Can I show you something real quick? So when you
Yeah.
were doing that, I saw something that really was interesting to me. Remember we talked about this chart earlier? It was gold, on the daily, all the way up. It broke down, came down here, and then eventually spent some time in there and came back up. Now it's back above, right? Now look at Bitcoin. It looks very similar,
It
right?
does, because it
In
follows
sense
it.
yeah. So potentially, we're gonna be headed back up to 128. It's looking like in October. If it kind of is following gold the way, isn't that crazy? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, kind of,
It's
but not really,
very
because I kind of expect it to follow gold now. So, but how long is the delay going to be? Is it going to be a week, two
well. It
weeks
looks
to
like
catch up?
so. From my understanding, it looks like Bitcoin started its journey in April, and gold started its journey in January. Right?
Three months.
So 90 days, that would be 90 days. That's Colin Toast Crypto, right? And his 90-day type of thing there. So I don't know. It looks really interesting. I'm gonna keep looking at following that and seeing if Bitcoin does follow gold. We do know Bitcoin moves a lot quicker than gold, so the catch up could be a lot quicker. You know what I mean? But the trajectory is kind of the same.
Yeah. It
All
is
right.
the same. It does follow it for sure.
All right, let's get into roll call here on the channel. We do the first is first. We take the first comment of the day, and I want to say congratulations to someone brand new. We got Buenos Dias in here. Shout out to you, my friend. You have your first win of the year. Absolutely awesome to see someone with a one win, and I love the name, by the way. Buenos Ideas got his first win of the year, so congratulations to you. Arita, I'm gonna get you on the list. I think you're the only one so far I haven't got on, so I'll make sure I get you on. Glasshopper is here. Shout out to Glasshopper. He says, what wallet do you guys recommend staking TK? My Xverse isn't working. Float. Yeah, we talk about that. We'll definitely get you on. We'll figure that problem out for you. Abstract is here. Shout out to Abstract. Matt's GM guys. Roll call. He says, Bitcoin is truth is here. Matt's is here. Chief Axel says GM trenching with the kitty. I love this guy, man. Absolutely amazing. Vader time, my guy. Spindrift Crypto is here. Satoshi Nakamoto himself, always here, man. Appreciate you. He says bull run time. Satoshi screaming bull run time, guys. I'm excited. Make Bitcoin fun again is here. He says TK got him locked you in. He says, hi guys. I was wondering when you guys send out the TK to last week's winners. I'm anxious to stake mine. I'm pretty sure I did send you your stuff. I would check your wallet there because you did have a wallet address in there. I just grabbed the same one you gave me last time. So you're on your last one. So definitely check your wallet. Mur is here. Shout out to Mur. Webdro is here. My guy. Superfan, the legendary Superfan himself on a GM. Appreciate you, my friend. Webdro goes, yo, Superfan GM. Superfan says, I don't get in here every day like I used to. Good to see you guys. I'm just glad you can make it when you can, bro. Really appreciate you. Joko is here. He says, yo. We got Webdro says, free mints are never free anymore. Well, yeah, it's true. They always want something. Yeah, I don't know. Choda says, let's go. TK for life. Let's go. Appreciate you, my friend. Nighthawk says, GM, everyone. Dogs on air is here. Appreciate you, my friend. Rolando is here. Shout out to you as always. 1 equals X. Nighthawk again. Let's see 1 equals X again. Glasshopper says, can't stake my TK. Yeah, we'll help you out, man. I have Nord NX verse. He says, Chief Axel, Glasshopper. I wasn't able to stake with Unisat. Hopefully they fix it soon. Erdrick says, wake me up when Rune Timber ends. Well, I don't see it being Rune Timber at all. I see it being the opposite, unless that's what you mean there. I don't know. What do you think he means by that?
I do think he means that. He's being sarcastic because it's not. I don't think it's not. It's not doing what they expected.
It's only day 3 though, right? So GameFi getting bought up. I saw it got down to like 90K market cap or some craziness over there. Chief Axel says, I keep getting a non-Schnorr public key. Pub key. That's weird. Rick G is here. Shout out to Rick G. He says TK in the trenches. Long live BRC 2.0. Dude, I gotta say, BRC 2.0 has been a disaster.
Yeah. I was gonna tell Glasshopper, send it to a completely different Xverse address wallet. Like, do a new browser, send the Trench Kitty and some Bitcoin to a completely new one, and then try it, because I feel like there's something with that specific wallet that you're having an issue with. I would just try that.
Oh, you know what it could be? I'm not sure if this problem, but I had this problem on a different site. You know how Xverse now lets you use a different Bitcoin wallet? Before they used to force you to use 3x stuff, right,
Yeah,
to send
the
Bitcoin. But
SegWit.
recently you could change it. Yeah, you could change it now to have that address be like a BC number. It's still SegWit, but it's like a BC SegWit, I think it is. It's because it's, I think BCQ is Taproot and BCP or something like that is like a SegWit wallet, but now they let you use that. Try changing your Xverse wallet Bitcoin address to the one with the 3. I think that might be your problem, because I think this update happened after Raul kind of got everything set up, and I don't know, because I think the old school wallets are fine because they all, like all mine are in the 3, but the newer wallets that I set up, it always wants me to put it in the BCP address. So just check that out and let me know if that helps you. Rick J says TK in the trenches. Ant-Man is here. Shout out to Ant-Man. Rare Sats Dom, my guy. Alpha Gamer, man. Really amazing that you come and hang out with us, dude. I know you're a very busy guy. He said, let's go. Runelings. What is a runeling? Runeling? Any idea? Hashlings, runelings, I guess.
I guess they're trying to do a rune version of that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Send Hives Mintsmart. Oh yeah, dude, I totally forgot. So if any of you guys want a whitelist, you're gonna need to get to me in the next couple hours though. If you just go to my X at ChizzySats or at OnChain Revolution and DM me your Bitcoin Taproot address, and I can lock you guys in for Fonzie's giving us 20. I've only gotten 6 people send me their address so far. So if you guys want a Ordinal B from the Ordinal Hive team, you guys can get that whitelist. I think it's like $10 after you get the whitelist, and then I think it's a little more expensive after on first come first serve. So that's up to you guys. But if you guys want a whitelist, DM me or DM Yagobi or DM OnChain Revolution, and we can get you guys set up. But like I said, you only have a few hours left. Alpha Gamer says, I was bearish during August. That's why I set my value limit at 107,500 on Bitcoin. That got filled. For December, I'm turning bullish and buying every dip as October is weeks away. Wow. Yeah. I mean, dude, he plays the game, bro.
I
You gotta be
mean,
more like Alpha Gamer.
dang, dude, that was a crazy limit order buy. Like you
'Cause
literally
it just hit it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, yeah, that was the low, right?
Yeah.
That was a local low. So for you to hit that, I mean, that's crazy. Congratulations on that, man.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
100%. We got Merlin's Lucky is here. Remenu is here. I'm gonna add you guys in a minute. Alpha Gamer says, trust but verify my Twitter account. If you don't believe me, I called 107,500 level on BTC back in August 1st. Yeah, man, I believe you, bro. I believe you. I ain't double checking on you. You got game, bro. Seamson says, have you guys been paying attention to Joseph Lubin and consensus support at L2 Linea? Their TGE is slated for the next week. Joseph Lubin has indicated that huge liquidity will be brought over there. That's interesting. I haven't really, I mean, I've used Linean a few times I was like airdrop hunting something. I don't know what it was. I forget what it was. But I've not really used, I probably made like a 5 or 6 transactions. Have you ever used Linea?
I haven't. I just see it in my MetaMask wallet as an option to add, but like I've never used it. I mean, he's the co-founder of Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
And consensus founder. So I mean, he's got a lot of pull.
Yeah, 100%. Erdrick says, is there a Greta haircut coin on Pumpfun? Yeah. Well, Greta got a haircut.
I don't know.
She probably looks like Ellen DeGeneres. But moving on. Stan says, any opinion on Track Network and its upcoming upgrade? Its upcoming upgrade with claims no bridge, no oracles, no Amazon or Google Web Services. True. Is that an arch competitor? No. Just no.
Well,
I don't even want to go
Arch, like none of them are competing yet with each other until
it's not a blockchain. It's
Well, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
both aren't even like really pulling volume or anything like that, right? I mean,
well, Arch isn't live. Track is, I mean, you got to download it. I mean, I downloaded it, but like, I don't know, man. It's not a blockchain. I just have no interest in it. What about you?
I mean, I just think that like it would pull liquidity over there naturally and organically if it was, if it was a good solid product. I mean, or it can grab attention, right? Because I do think that there's probably good products in our space that don't do necessarily as well because they don't have the marketing or attention side of it. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like if something is good enough, then it will attract the people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And until it attracts people over and liquidity over, then I think it's not what they maybe are saying it is.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Seek Eternal is here. Shout out to Seek Eternal. Alpha Gamers says, interesting. Only 175 hours, you say, for the train? Yeah, dude. And that's just anyone's game. It's a free 10K on the line, bro. You can put freaking 100 hours on there, go long. And with your technical analysis, you can probably freaking knock it out. You could probably get the first place pretty damn easy.
Yeah.
Because they said yesterday it's P&L. So you can make one trade technically and win 10 grand first prize or 20,000 ARA tokens the second prize.
I mean, you can put 50 bucks in there, and if you just high leverage it and you end up turning that into like $500, then you probably win. You don't have to do anything for the rest of the time.
It's done. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hit big on one of these, just not working for me. Yeah, but we'll see. Alvin says, "Hold my beer." So I can go 50x long. So the 25x is the limit. Long based on Yagobi's technical analysis. Right, he's about to make money.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
He's like, keep in mind that usually when price action breaks a major trend line, then it needs to reset by having a short-term pullback to retest the breakout. That is true. And he said Xverse is mandating native SegWit. So go to settings, click advanced, change, and send Bitcoin from nested to SegWit. Okay, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you have to from nested to SegWit. Yeah, I don't know. Powerball ticket or Satoshi? I don't know. My mom was telling me about the Powerball ticket when I was at Howard House this weekend. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it's like 2 billion, she said.
Or Satoshi. What do you mean by Satoshi?
I don't know.
Like buy Bitcoin or Powerball ticket? Yeah. How much Bitcoin can you buy?
For $2. I mean, you can get what 4,000 sats. Hey, that in 20 years though, that could be enough to buy you a car, maybe. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
You got high hopes. All right, so let's jump to the next thing here, which is something I'm really excited about. So Spark overview. All right, so let me know your opinion on all this. I'm gonna run through it real quick. So this is the Spark ecosystem so far. So we do have some big players on here: Luminex, Magic Eden as the launch pads, marketplaces, Magic Eden, Spark Sat, UTXO.fun. The DeFi, it says Magic Eden for DeFi, bro. That's just crazy.
Well, because they're gonna probably have swaps on there.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be considered marketplace? I guess that's what they mean for the NFT side of the thing. Marketplaces like NFTs.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have like DEX.
Okay. GameFi LRC20 Spark. There is an LRC20 token. I wonder if that's connected with them. We'll go over that in a few seconds. NFTs are Akita, Spark Bull, and OFEP. Other launch pads besides Luminex are UTXO.fun, which is still down. Spark Sat and Magic Eden. Stable coins will be Brow and Breeze. The wallets, pretty much every wallet that is a Lightning Network wallet, so that's pretty easy to onboard. The infrastructure, obviously, LightSpark, which is ran by David Marcus, and FlashNet by David Marcus' son, and Athena. I don't know what Athena is. I got to look into that a little bit. The tools are Spark Toshi and Spark Money Bot. But this is a pretty big ecosystem for something this new. Do you agree?
I do not. I mean, I feel like this is pretty small, honestly. But I will
not even being live yet.
I thought they are live. Aren't people buying these? And LRC20. So what's the BTKN token then standard?
So that's the standard. I don't know what LRC is 20, and then maybe it's like I don't know. But if you go over, let's go over one of the marketplaces. This is my personal favorite. This is SparkSat, that app. Guys, just so you know, this seems very centralized. I don't know if it is or not, but when you sign in, you have to create a wallet inside the app. You can't lock your wallet in yet. So everything over here, please be safe, be careful. I don't want anyone getting wrecked. And that's not even me saying not financial advice, whatever. I just don't want you guys getting wrecked. I don't know anything about these guys, right? I just know that this is the only place right now you can go and buy these tokens. So let's take a look at these tokens though. So if you go over here and you go to BTKN list, you see Snowflake, you see Flash, Spark, you see LRC20, which is a token. But this whole standard is the BTKN tokens, right? On this, you can deposit, you can withdraw, you can send, you can receive. There's tooling for batch stuff. But the one thing that got me, right, is when I went to this BTKN list, it did take a little bit to load up. But once I hit trade, right, and look how I'm traded. I'm trading the same damn way we trade with freaking BRC20s.
And
Like, what is this?
Well,
what is this?
yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, they can't get away from it. They can't get away from it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. What is this? What is this? It's like nightmares over and over and over again. But going back to the ecosystem real quick, can you kind of flip back to that? Because okay, so the wallet support for me either tells me that Unisat and these other kind of wallets that we're familiar with the Bitcoin ecosystem, it's really Unisat next first, and then you have Tokyo wallet now as well that supports, which is big. But who else is in that group? Because Leather doesn't really get too much interaction and stuff. Well, does Unisat not believe in this? Because they're not supporting it.
If you look at all these though, like Wild Satoshi doesn't need to support it because it's already a Lightning wallet.
Okay.
Right. Like, so a lot of these are just already Lightning wallets. Xverse actually had to create a Lightning wallet to be able to do this stuff. Right. So the Lightning wallets are already registered. So Unisat, all they would have to do is basically add a Lightning wallet to each wallet. They could do that in probably a few hours, honestly. But it does show you that they are not interested in Spark.
Mm-hmm. And
it does look like these are all American companies, right? Like Luminex, American, Magic Eden, American.
I don't think Magic Eden is American. I think they're based out of Asia.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they don't have why is their wallet not up there? I would imagine that their wallet would be up there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe they didn't want to put them everywhere.
Yeah.
So they were just like, they already have them in 3 places. So you might be right with that.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. There's big names with this, but again, I didn't realize there's that many Lightning wallets. It's crazy.
There's 100 more. There's 100 more.
What are they like? Why?
So anyone can create a Lightning wallet. They're really easy to create. You just need basically the same way you do a Bitcoin address, and it's just like El Salvador has their own, and different companies will have their own attached to them. Have you ever used one of those things where you can tap for Satoshis every day? There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
They all have their own Lightning wallet inside of them too.
Is there a lot of stuff happening on Lightning though?
There's nothing happening on Lightning besides me sending you Bitcoin, you send it back.
Yeah, so like it's just really just for commerce right now then.
But Spark's trying to change that.
Yeah.
Right. Spark. So what Spark is doing, and this is something I've been looking into. Basically, Spark is their own kind of blockchain. They're using the Lightning rails to kind of make the transactions happen, right? And they have their own set of validators. Spark does, which shows you that they're going to have a token, whether it's on Flashnet or something else. But I don't know, man. This looks really interesting. Going back to this, is there anything that you would do potentially right now, or would you kind of stay away from this? Is it worth maybe getting into some of these tokens here, or
maybe the low market caps, maybe, to see if you can get. I mean, like Bits is at $582,000 market cap. Like there's some capital that's flowing. Flash Sparks, which isn't that? I thought that was like is that the Flashnet? It says
it's a meme. Like on this chart, it looks like it's a meme token. Flash Sparks right there.
Okay, gotcha.
Bits is a meme. Spark Bull is a meme. LRC20 Spark is a meme. It says it's a meme, but then it says gamify.
So LRC20, yeah. I don't know, man. We need to know more about this ecosystem. Like, do they use smart contracts?
Yeah.
Do they what is happening here? Like, is it, you know what I mean?
Lambda.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. LRC20 was their standard.
Alpha Gamer says Runelings are currently minting on Magic Eden right now. Minters have a chance of winning 1 whole Bitcoin at the original 4 mega. Wow. Runestone that started it all worth 8 Bitcoin as grandpa. Damn, that's actually smart. You mint this and you can potentially get into a giveaway. Huge. Yeah, that's pretty big. Maybe I should get over there and mint one of those things. But jumping back to this, you do have Alchemita here, sitting at 804, UTXO 2,000 holders, LRC 25,000 holders, Snowflake 8,000 holders. Snowflake seems the most interesting to me, but the volume is low. 11,000 24-hour volume, 8,000. I mean, I guess this is like runes, right? A lot of the runes are kind of like this.
Yeah, and I bet you they got in earlier, and I don't know when was this live.
I don't know. I started looking like
go to the
7-day
tab. 7-day tab, and let's look at the
Yeah, that's one thing
volume.
about the site, dude. It's really buggy.
Oh, that's not good.
I know. And it wants me to put my password back in.
I mean, some of the Doginal sites have that where you have to the wallet's
Yeah.
a part of the site. Like you
Is it?
can't. It's not external. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's not working.
Ordinal's wallet was like that too. Remember Ordinal's
Was
wallet?
it? Oh yeah, it was like that
It was
for the
an
longest
internal
time.
wallet. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Overall though, will you be using Spark, or are you kind of waiting for swaps and Magic Eden? But do you think getting in some of these tokens before Magic Eden picks them up, where everyone has liquidity, do you think that is a sign? Do you think it's smart, or do you think it's a gamble?
I mean, they obviously put their investment into this. So there has to be a reason why they did that, and they kind of stopped with the runes innovation from their end. They support, runes innovation, but they don't build continuously, it seems like. And
There's
so
nothing to build. What can you
yeah,
possibly build on
well,
Bitcoin layer 1?
so I mean, that's why it seems like they something drew them over here, but was it
Well,
just a
I
bunch
can
of
tell you what it was.
money?
No, it was David Marcus, him being one of the founding guys over at, Libra program for Spark. I mean, for Facebook. And then the other top guys there went and did Sui and Aptos. And now this guy comes over here and wants to build Spark. I mean, you gotta at least, bet your eye at that and be like, "Cool, what is he doing?" Right?
Yeah. But okay, so like, do you think a bunch of these attempts have already happened on the Lightning Network?
No, because I haven't heard of any. Like, I feel like I would have heard.
Victor used Lightning Network, and I think he was trying to build over there. The
There,
Runes Dex
RuneStacks does
people.
use Lightning Network in ways.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying is like I don't know, man. Like something out of the Bitcoin ecosystem has to like really be eventually like be what they say they're doing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't.
who built Lightning, right? Maxis don't want you trading any coins over there, so that's why they haven't gone after it. Now we are building on Bitcoin, right? And then it's kind of like, all right, well, let's build on Lightning now. So I think it's the next proven idea. I don't know if Lightning works, which we both know it doesn't all the time,
Well,
right? It has its problems as well. Yeah, I don't know. Crypto tech is just tough.
like
It's
the one thing that is for sure is this is the one thing that's constant. Like since 2015, there has been groups of people, and I think that group of people have increased in numbers that
Yeah.
that are wanting so badly to be able to scale Bitcoin. With Counterparty and all these meta protocols and they want this so badly that they just don't quit. And like, whether it's another attempt on Lightning or, Ordinal, and especially after Ordinals now in 2023, because that was the most effective on-chain economy that Bitcoin has seen, in terms of like that type of environment, right? Whether it's trading JPEGs or fungible tokens that really acted like JPEGs. But the demand is there in terms of wanting to build it, but it's like the technical limitations. Like they're even trying like Arch attempts now. Like so, like every cycle, there's like different approaches that. So I feel like once it does hit, like they've been wanting to do it for so long that like I think it's gonna just crush it. And we saw that with Ordinals, because I do think that Ordinals did have the largest success in terms of a NFT and fungible token combo, at least until Casey came in and ruined it.
Yeah, 100%. So I guess my final question, going back to Spark, would be, will you be personally playing over there, or what would make you want to go play over there?
Magic Eden being a DEX for Spark, and there's liquidity pools and there's attention.
That's when you would start.
So I would probably dabble a little bit before that and
Okay.
pre-stage a little bit. So maybe I'll go check out that website, but not a lot, maybe like $500 or something
Yeah.
most, and just trickle some in some early tokens and stuff like that. But I'm at a point to where I need to see
Results.
the product driving people there. You know what I mean? Like in 2023, BRC20s drove people to Ordinals and BRC20s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it created an on-chain economy that was awesome for that year.
Yeah.
And so that's something that needs to happen for me to take it seriously.
Yeah, man. All right. Let's kind of get into the next thing, which is our final thing here, which is the wheel of names. So a lot more names today than we've had all week. So that's really promising here. So I locked you guys in over here. I'm gonna give this thing a couple quick shuffles here, get those names shuffled up really nicely, and we're spinning. So I'm giving away 300,000 TK, 100,000 to 3 different winners. Here is the first spin. So let's spin this wheel.
Good luck. Good luck.
Uh-oh, freezing up here. Why is everything freezing up? Well, all right. So Tel's got it. Congratulations to you, my friend. Might be my computer. What's going on here? Wheel of names always slows down my computer, dude. Always.
Wheel of
Find a different wheel.
names.
All right, I'm gonna remove you. Give this thing a few more shuffles, and then give it a spin. Merlin's lucky. Congratulations to you, my friend. And I'm putting the names in the banner because sometimes I'll exit without copying them. And I'm like, damn, I don't remember who won. And the third one here. Nighthawk UXO. Congratulations to all 3 winners. It's Tells, it's Merlin's Luck, and it is my man Nighthawk. Congratulations to you guys for sure. And that is everything I have. We're going to be waiting for our guests here. So in the next 5 minutes, we'll be joined by the CEO of Satsterminal. So if you guys are interested in everything that's what's going on over in Hong Kong, you're going to want to tune in for that. But before we do, let's just take a look at stuff that's happening. I want to check out the Ordinals. We haven't really checked out the Ordinals in a long time.
Yeah.
It does look like there's some deals though. General's now down to 852 after the airdrop. Still holding up better than I thought after the airdrop. You got Node Monkey sitting about 4,300. Taproot Wizards at 21,000. That's insane that they're holding that floor. Ordinal Maxi Biz at 2,200. Namos at 208. Fine Pepe at 54. Puppets are at 3,300. Damn, dude, that's cheap for puppets right now, especially that the Node Monkeys are $1,000 ahead of them now. Pretty crazy. I just want to check out Runestones are $166. The Wizards are 4,700 because they're the upcoming mint for the new Wizards that are dropping. A lot of Wizards. Bitmaps are $9, probably going to 0. I don't, I'm trying to find the frogs. Frogs is not getting no value. Okay, frogs are damn, dude.
Let me guess.
Frogs.
I'm not looking at it right now. So are they 450?
No, higher, 560.
Okay.
Pretty close though. What? You really? Dude, last time I checked these, they were like 780.
Well, I was responding to your the way you responded, so I was like, okay,
gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I think they bounce back. I think I think Node Monks at 4,300 are a little bit higher than I'd want them, but I think that was the price. Was that the price that we initially got in at?
Like 2,000.
Or were they?
I think they're the same Bitcoin.
No,
price.
you know what? You're right. I got 3 for like 4,700.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, back in the day. But yeah, I mean, Ordinals are definitely pulling back, and they did have a little moment in, I want to say, early August, whenever Node Monks went to 9K. Maybe that was July. That was crazy. They went to 9K. Adderalls are now, I guess, because also probably because BRC 2.0 just seemed to be like such a flop.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It takes some hype away from that. OMB is 2,200, and yeah, I mean, it makes you think, like, do these bounce back this year in Q4 at some point? I would think so if like tokens are going to thrive.
Yeah.
But are we going through a transition too? Like, to where I don't know, man. Like the memes are gonna really get tamed down, and you have your handful, and things transition into like tokens and stuff that
Yeah.
are like really utility based and real world asset based, and something that gives it backing as well, because I think digital assets are all they're very, very important because they're a representation of something of value, right? But if you have an extra collateralized something like real world assets, like Pokemon cards or like gold or something like that, it just adds to the value of it. I mean, I still think some of these collections are going to do extremely well in the run up. I think NodeMux has a really big rise up, and one thing that I think was brilliant with Casey was the inscription numbers. I do think that that's going to be a part of a collector's thing, but I think a lot of them will probably, after this run up, they're probably going to be forgotten about.
Yeah, man, getting cheap, dude. Really getting cheap.
What if you had 10K and you were forced to use that 10K in ordinals, what would you get?
If I was forced, because honestly, I want tokens. I think tokens just have so much more of upside than art, in my opinion. But I mean,
if you're forced, though,
forced to, I would go 2 puppets and a node monk.
2 puppets and a node monk, because you feel like puppets have more opportunity.
I think they're undervalued. Well, I just think they're undervalued. I think they should be valued at least with node monkeys, right? Like, because the community is also, and so the thing is too about these collections is airdrops. When airdrop season starts again, and we both think
people look at them.
People they see them as long-term holders, right? You want a node monkey holder to hold your collection or your token, right? So because that well, you could be wrong now because they might just dump that shit. But I don't know. I want to take a look over here at some of the ETH stuff, because this is kind of telling as well when this stuff runs up. If you had $200,000, would you buy a CryptoPunk, or would you buy a couple pudgies?
I would buy pudgies.
Yeah,
I would buy pudgies. Yep, I definitely would.
That's crazy, dude. CryptoPunks hold a $200,000 floor.
I know.
That's wild to me. Yeah, insane. Mutants. Crypto dick butts, bro. $5,600. There you go. I know you always wanted one of those. Moonbirds. Yeah, I don't know. I want to check out the
dang, dude. So the top ordinal collection is what, 21,000 floor?
Yeah, that's the Taproot Wizards. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to do the if you were to put it in the Ethereum category, it would be number 5 behind Bored Ape.
Yeah.
And then number 2 for ordinals would be...
hold on.
Why?
So if you do market cap, I think you have to do these autoglyphins.
What, for ordinals?
So for Ethereum.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, yeah, but no, I'm talking about if I were to put Taproot Wizards in this thing, then I would put Taproot Wizards would rank number 5, is what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like,
it depends though.
Why? Because of the...
So if you talk volume, let's talk volume, because volume's easier, right?
Okay.
So 1 million. Where would Taproot Wizards fit here in volume?
Dude, there was one sale yesterday. Hold on. So volume is going to be horrible. So Node Monks is number 1 with volume at 22K.
So Node Monks would be down, bro. I mean, would be like 27.
Oh my gosh, that's how
33.
Yeah.
Meme Lamb captains are higher, bro. Like, I don't know what the hell.
What is that?
I don't know, but they're not unlocked. Apparently, there's the one that is.
Yeah.
The art is so shitty. Like, I hate the Ethereum NFT art, some of the stuff, the newer stuff.
But it goes to kind of show, like, because if you remember, I think was it 2024 summer, whenever ordinals were still like 1 and 2 with Ethereum, and there was a point where it's because I think a lot of this has to do with like not having support from like the broader Bitcoin holders and stuff like that, right? And that, and also not being like in solidarity, like with like a token standard and all these things, right? Like Bitcoin is so split up, and a lot of it has to do with, you know, the maxi mentality, the old school maxi mentality, and then also like the token standard on the fungible side. Like that matters, dude. Like it matters because like if you're thriving with one single token standard, then you're gonna be able to flow that into ordinals or whatever the main NFT standard is. And it's just Bitcoin is so siphoned off from each other. It's like the demise of the Bitcoin ecosystem. You know what I mean? Is the fact that everybody wants their thing to win and they can't decide on working together to make one thing work and all these things.
Well, speaking of demise of the Bitcoin ecosystem, you got Runes here. Rune World did more volume on layer 1 Bitcoin than Dog in the last 24 hours.
Well, you know who launched Rune World, right? The CEO.
He didn't launch it.
He didn't?
Oh, no. So somebody launched it on.
He's taking it under his wing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, well, he came out with it. It's based on a tweet from him. He said, like, it's like a tweet up here. It says Rune World on it, right? So they went and they put it on RadFi, and it blew up, right? But if this thing got to like $1 million market cap yesterday and completely fell back down to 593. So it is that looks like it was kind of just traded. I mean, the CEO Kraken might have said something about it. I don't know, but still, dude, 19,000 in volume. Dog has $8,000 of volume on chain Bitcoin. Like, I mean, it's not including dot swap and Satsterminal, but
so let me ask you a question. So, like, if you're a builder in Bitcoin right now, like the Bitcoin ecosystem, how do you what is your perspective? Like, are you saying, or are you saying, okay, the products that seem to be wanted are, how do I earn against my Bitcoin? Because I think that's what, the business model is. I think there's about to be a lot more serious people that are going to have
I think it'll happen on L2.
Either way, I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I'd go build on L2 for sure. I think building on L2 is genius. I mean, that's something technically we're doing, right? So it's not like, so we're building on an L2. So it's like, I would not build on layer 1 Bitcoin. I think the layer 1 Bitcoin stuff is going to be, huge in the sense of, what we have now, but I think everyone needs to like the borrowing and lending stuff. I think that's going to be big,
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I think like if you have, because that seems to be the topic that keeps coming up in our conversations when we have with other builder networks and stuff like that within the Bitcoin ecosystem is, Bitcoin Asia. A big part of the topic was, how can I use my Bitcoin to make more Bitcoin, or, earn against it and stuff like that, which that means there's a different group of, players / investors coming into the Bitcoin ecosystem and wanting more of a serious product.
100%. Well, speaking of serious products, our next segment, we like to have once a week with our great guys over at Satsterminal. Satsterminal is building something truly special. Obviously, right now, you guys know they have their DEX aggregator where you guys can get the best prices. If you do not check Satsterminal before you buy a Rune, before you buy an Alkane, you are making a huge mistake, because they will find you the #1 price, guys. If let's just say I actually ran into this problem the other day as well. I went on Magic Eden and I was like, okay, wow, this is this price. But then I went over to Satsterminal and it was like seriously 7% cheaper for Dog, because they found that some huge whale dumped someone dot swaps Nexus, and then, or one of their pools, and then I was able to come in and get it a lot cheaper than what Magic Eden had up there. And I was like, wow, man, Magic Satsterminal is doing big things, man, because it actually really is getting you the cheapest price. But they're not only building that, right? We do know that they're building lending and they're aggregating that for you as well. So, I mean, what these guys are going to be doing in the future, I mean, they're going to be the aggregator kings. And we were lucky enough to have the CEO on today. So let's bring him up right now. Let's bring up Stan. Welcome back to OnChain Evolution. Thanks so much for being here, sir.
Hey guys. How is it going?
It's going well. It's going well. How are you doing?
I'm fine, actually. Going through all of the messages and stuff that I have here in the list after Hong Kong. I'm turning everything off. Yeah, it's fine. It's busy because like last week I was in Hong Kong. We had Runes CC, like Runes conference, then the Bitcoin Summit organized by Jan from Xverse. Bunch of side events, private meetings, and I just came back 3 days back home. Yeah.
Are you sick? We're hearing a lot of people are sick, including Jeff from Merlin Chain.
No, I mean,
are you feeling good?
No, I don't know. We'll see. I feel fine. Like I was completely like destroyed physically. I had to rest when I just came home, but now I'm fine. I mean, we need to do so many things with Satsterminal.
Yeah.
I don't have time to get sick. Really.
I don't have time to get sick.
Not in 2025. Maybe in next year or something. I actually went to a little story. I went to a fortune teller lady in a temple. It's they have a Taoist temples there in Hong Kong, and we were just checking out the whole temple, and there was a fortune lady. You pay her a little bit of money, and she tells you what is the fortune. I was asking her about health, investments, and business. So for health, she said everything is fine this year, but next year I need to be careful. Investments, she said, no investments until the end of this year. So I can't buy Bitcoin. Fortune lady told me I can't buy Bitcoin. She said, no.
Bitcoin's not an investment.
No gambling.
It's a way of life. So
yeah, no, I get it. That's fine. Yeah. We denominate investments in Bitcoin, so I can still buy. It's just currency for me. Yeah, and business. She actually said was very successful year this year, and she said next year as well, because they do some. They look at the numbers and they say like, oh, it would be successful. No, I know it's a joke, but you know, who knows? Maybe fortune lady will. Maybe she brings us a little bit of fortune. 2% of fortune to Satsterminal. I don't mind.
Exactly right. You'll take it.
Yeah, no, money well spent.
Well, and I think tomorrow, I believe, is the 2-year anniversary of Satsterminal. Is that right? 1 year. Sorry, 1 year anniversary. Yes, tomorrow. It was 2 days from when we talked, but yeah, 1 year anniversary of Satsterminal. So congratulations for that. That's a big year for you guys for sure. You just talked about the Hong Kong conference. Shizzy and I were talking before you got in here about the state of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Could you give the audience and us kind of a feel that you had from the Hong Kong conference? What is there to expect? What is the hot topics that you heard, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I think there are like, I would say there were like 2 key topics. One was digital asset treasuries. So that's like treasury companies. They're everywhere. A bunch of products that were doing something in Bitcoin Fi space and started generating revenue in Bitcoin. They're transforming themselves right now into treasury companies because they sort of have already some revenue stream and some mechanism in place. And it's kind of very like number one topic, I would say. Everyone is looking into that area. I talked with some VCs. They deployed capital in a couple of projects like that. Of course, like for example, Nakamoto Fund is getting a lot of mind share, which I think is great. Second big topic, I would say, it's Bitcoin lending. People want to get stables against their BTC in a very easy and straightforward way, in secure way, non-custodial. They want to go and deal with big companies where you need to go through a lengthy process. They want to do it on chain, which is actually even more secure. So I think, yeah, that was like the two main topics. There's a bunch of of course, like at Runes conference, it was 100% focused on Runes. But like overall, when you're talking with especially some of our friends, some of the builders in this space, a lot of them are looking into these 2 areas.
What was the overall consensus of like the mood there? Are people like still really bullish? One in the Bitcoin ecosystem and two in the crypto area. Because I'm noticing on X, I'm sure you're noticing as well. I can go 15 minutes without seeing a new comment sometimes, right? And I follow 3,000 people, so does feel like crypto X is a little beat. Do you feeling that too in like the real world settings?
I think that if you compare, for example, Hong Kong last year and this year, it was a little bit more active last year, but it was different times. There were a bunch of L2s going to market and raising. They wanted to attract attention. They wanted to do a bunch of parties and events. And overall, I think there was a little bit more activity last year, but it doesn't mean much because, for example, ETH Denver, same situation. Like ETH Denver 2 years ago, it was packed, events, like 50 events every day. But last time when we've been in Denver, it felt like it was like 50% less people. So maybe it's just it's not about Bitcoin. I think it's just maybe overall trend for crypto conferences. Maybe people realizing that sometimes it's better to sit at home, not to spend money and actually build stuff.
Mhm.
That might be the reason, because I was talking with some of the people that didn't go to conference, and everyone is like, yeah, I mean, we need to build, we need to work. We already raised. We don't need to go meet VCs. We need to actually deliver stuff, which is fine. It's great sign as well. I think also at the beginning of the cycle, it always like more active in a way, because it's just pumping. I feel like, yeah, at the beginning of the cycle, it's always like that.
Yeah.
And right now things are more like stable. Even like the macro, you're looking, Bitcoin is going up, down, 110, 120.
Yeah.
Not much happening.
I actually think like the current state that we're in right now is one of the hardest for if you're building a product in the Bitcoin ecosystem, other than an aggregator. I feel like you guys really picked the right product, and you have to have the right tech team, and I feel like you guys have that. But I say that because, like, let's talk about RadFi, or like I'm just using them as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've built this kind of launch pad for runes. Runes aren't as hot right now. They're kind of taking a gut punch, right? And so, like, you have to really have that passion to continually build, have to raise correctly, do your burn rate correctly, all that stuff to continually have longevity here, because, you know, there's attention for alkanes as well. And then there's attention for now Spark. And also you have BRC 2.0 that just launched. So there's not like there's multiple kind of options of where this fungible token market can go to. And, you know, thankfully, as an aggregator, you guys can kind of just flow along with whoever eventually be the winner. But like, what are you seeing in that race? Are you seeing like one like really taking the lead, or is it just we're just going to have 4 different communities that, like, you know, try to make those token standards bigger?
Well, I saw just before I joined, you were looking at Magic Eden volumes for runes. So
Yeah.
like it's tough last couple of days. Then, but again, if you look at Alkanes, you might see like a similar picture, if not worse. Spark is still like building. It's a lot of work in progress. So we would see how the launch would go. But by the way, personally, I'm quite bullish on what guys from Spark doing, and I think that would be a breath of fresh air right now, because it's a little bit more quiet in this space. And with BTKN tokens coming in the game, it might bring some attention and actually some activity back to the space. Who's winning? I mean, right now it's obviously Runes, because like Doc is number 1 token on Bitcoin, and you can feel it. I mean, even like we went to Bitcoin Summit, like there were people actively promoting runes. We saw a lot of work from Liquidium guys. Bongo was in Billy costume. There was I think pops is always like big pops that they put at every Bitcoin conference. Yeah, so I don't know, like it feels like that runes are doing great marketing. Like for meme tokens, not many people would want to do that much effort, which is great. So there is community, and Yeah,
It's like genuine, basically. It's like a
Yeah, no, of
genuine like
course.
effort.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and it's around for quite some time. So in my opinion, runes are doing fine. The marketing is there. There's community. For Alkanes, it's just a little bit too early. Guys just started like some time ago. They're still building, but there's a lot of interesting updates coming from Oil Wallet and the guys working on the Alkanes. We met Taga, and we met also Kevin CTO in Hong Kong. I talked with them. They are cooking a bunch of cool stuff, but everyone needs time. So in the end of the day, we're building technology, and it takes quite a long time to build a very beautiful piece and then release it. So
Yeah.
100%. So you guys are 1 year old officially in a few days. Is there any? What do you think is the biggest achievement? Would you say? Like you guys had a lot. I mean, the Draper Coinbase ventures, that was huge. But what is your personal favorite potential achievement of the last 12 months?
I think there are a couple of them, but I would say one of the coolest things that we managed to do is that we started with a very basic prototype in September last year. And within a year, we went from this basic prototype, zero partnership, zero integrations, to being a product integrated with every single big front end in the space. You go to biggest wallet, Xverse, biggest wallet in Bitcoin, you swap runes, you do it through Satsterminal, you go to Magic Eden, which is go-to place to check the prices, and Magic Eden is well-known platform where we are also powering the swaps, and also your partners, Tokyo Wallet, SatGo, Liquidium front, and runes.com website, about 20 widgets. So we delivered a lot of work, and we managed to go through a bunch of milestones that not every startup are able to achieve. Like first user, first revenue, then recurring revenue on the monthly basis, then 1,000 transactions, 10,000 transactions. I think these achievements, they matter the most. But I think also, of course, like closing pre-seeded in April, which was like quite tough time to raise. I think it's a good achievement. But in the end of the day, that just shows that people believed into our bigger vision, and we managed to meet their expectations with some of our recent growth.
Yeah, I love that answer. I love the answer for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason is, you guys partnered with huge teams.
Everybody.
I mean, Eden, Xverse, DotSwap. I mean, these are the three leading builders in our space, and you got Unisat in there too, because you guys aggregate from them as well. So it's got the big four. Honestly, I mean, that's quite an achievement, because one, these guys want to work with you. Two, you're solving a problem for them, right? You're adding these decks. Same thing with Tokyo. I mean, without you guys, they wouldn't be able to let you buy runes straight through their wallet. So, I mean, right there, working with some really big teams and really big, amazing. That's quite an achievement, man. 100%.
Yeah, no, that's what worked well. Of course, like, and the thing is that I was doing some sort of annual review 2 weeks ago, and I was like going through some lessons learned, where we failed, what we achieved, and I think we managed to do quite a lot of stuff in existing market conditions. Launching project in start of 2024 and end of 2024, that's a very, very big difference.
Yeah, sure
I
is.
mean, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys, not just add these partners, but whenever they upgrade their tech as well, you upgrade with them. And one of the most recent ones was that you guys added the .swap Nexus. Could you talk about that and how that makes the experience better?
Yeah, so we added Nexus, I think about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, and it's already available in our second version of Satstream docs, and we are actively sharing that with partners. Most of our partners will be migrating to the new version very, very soon. What it will allow, it pretty much, like, there's a lot of technicalities to the integration, but to put it like very simply, you would have less slippage, faster transactions, better price. That's pretty much what it brings, because DotSwap did with their new updates with Nexus. It's more concentrated liquidity around the price, and it's better for end user, and you can now make a higher value transactions through DotSwap Nexus pools and achieve better results than with the previous version.
Yeah. Well, and I think our space definitely needs that, because, like, you know, with the slippage, and it's basically being more efficient with the liquidity pools. So love that. And then one other thing that you kind of talked about when we met was, you know, there is another focus that you guys are going into, and that comes with the borrowing and lending for BTC. You said that, you know, at the Hong Kong conference, that was a topic. Me and Shizzy were talking during our regular, you know, time earlier in the show about how maybe the Bitcoin ecosystem is trying to, well, maybe they are forming, because of interest, a new kind of user base of people that want to do this, you know, borrowing and lending against their Bitcoin. Do you see that? And is it more of a professional group of users? What does that look like for the future of that, you know, for you guys?
Right now, it's 100% professional group of people. So sophisticated users that know why would you want to get that tool at the first place. But I think there's exactly the gap here and the problem to resolve. You can onboard less professional, less sophisticated and DeFi tools people to the product. And one of the things that we are doing, for example, with our loan aggregator, instead of getting WBTC, CBBTC, or whatever other wrapped Bitcoin version, you just deposit BTC through us, and we do the bridging in the background through our bridge aggregator. So we get you like the best, the cheapest, usually zero, like, or couple cents a bridge we are getting for your BTC, CBBTC or WBTC, and then sending it to the underlying protocol, let's say Morpho or Aave. And then we get stables, and you get stables to your embedded account on our website. So it's like much easier and simpler onboarding, because you don't need to connect your wallet. You just go to the website, you click like sign in with your email, you put your email, boom, you get the code to your email, you logged in, you have in-app wallet already, and you receive your stables to that wallet. So in first version, what we are trying to do is that you would be able to get the loan through major protocols, initially just Aave and Morpho, but eventually, of course, we want to add more. And you just get your stables quickly, efficiently. It's very quick onboarding, and then you can withdraw the stables and, you know, buy stuff or pay for something with them. That would be the first version. But in the next couple of versions, what we want to do is that you would be able to withdraw the stable coins, and then we will give you options what you can do with them. Because if you get a loan, you get stuck with that product. You would be coming back to that front end, checking what is the status, what is like the liquidation price, for example, what is the price of Bitcoin. So you would be interacting with that service. And we want to offer a lot of additional features on top of that. So for example, you take stables and you pay, I don't know, 7% annually for this loan. But then you have option to put those stables into Vault and make 15%. You make 8% margin, but you still keep your Bitcoin. And then think about it in an event where you, let's say you used one BTC as collateral, and then within 1 year, Bitcoin went from 100,000 to 200,000. Then you made already money on the asset, if you would want to sell Bitcoin, but I doubt. And you got your stables a year ago, and you locked them into Vault, so you made also money on that. And that would be, with one Bitcoin, that would be how much? Like from 8 to 16,000, like $12,000.
Yeah.
And then the Bitcoin price grew up. So it's a very efficient way. You don't need to sell.
Yeah. I mean, it makes complete sense that people want to use, not sell their Bitcoin and not, you know, and earn against it, as, you know, Bitcoin seems to be headed when you zoom out up only, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. And if you long term, then it makes complete sense, right? You get your stables, and then okay, you can also get your stables with a very low loan to value number. You can get like a 50% LTV, and then your strike price would be 60,000. I'm not sure if Bitcoin will ever go to 60,000.
No.
And then you have your stables forever. You don't have issues, and you don't have issues like with the bank. You got your credit, they're calling you, hey, where's the payment? Shizzy, send me the payment right now.
Yeah, and the best part about that too, right? Like let's just say, for instance, there's no taxable event, right? So if I have a Bitcoin and I want to get into Ethereum, I can sell that Bitcoin on exchange, taxable event, buy Ethereum, wait to Ethereum, go, my Sats value is higher in Ethereum. I sell that back. I get more Bitcoin. Now I can actually go take a loan out on my Bitcoin, not a taxable event, get those stables, buy the Ethereum. Let's just say that Ethereum 3Xs, I sell that back into Bitcoin, and then I pay back my loan only with that little bit of interest. And boom, I just made money without no taxable event except selling that Ethereum.
Yeah, no, that's one of the use cases. Or for example, you take a loan, Bitcoin is going up, you take a loan at 80% LTV, you get those stables, you buy more Bitcoin, you get more at 80%, you get more, and it would be
Long,
sort of
baby.
like, you're just like longing, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's easier to understand. Some people would not be using Hyperliquid, and they would understand like the way that, okay, I can actually get money and buy more Bitcoin than get money. That works.
And that's actually what you guys broke down, is how the rich gets richer in the real world. They do it with the old way of getting money from banks, but the taxable events are not there because they're not selling their collateral or anything like that. So
absolutely, and I think there's so many potential ways how you can monetize and evolve with this product. But our key goal right here is that with the loans aggregator, we would completely change the way how people think about getting credit against their BTC. We would capture the market with that product, and then we would start thinking, okay, what we can offer to the users, what has the highest conversion rate, what makes the most sense for our community. Maybe people would say, hey, we actually want to get loan and have perps on the same platform. We want to get stables and go gamble 50x, Bitcoin goes up. Things like who knows? Maybe that's the case. But eventually, as a business, what you want to achieve is some high frequency trading or high frequency any type of interaction. Like if people would be getting multiple loans, beautiful. Then we are doing something right. We just need to communicate and educate people properly what you can do with this product. And like you, Shizzy, mentioned the taxes use case. That's obviously on the surface level, but there's so many things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You have access to capital without selling Bitcoin, and that I think that's
a big
amazing.
deal.
Of course,
Bitcoin at 10,000 and sell it at 100. I mean, that's a $90,000. You have to pay half of that in potential taxes, depending on how long you held it for. I mean, it's $45,000 you're just giving to the government, and then on top of that, you're losing that value in Bitcoin. That's going to go up forever. So don't, in the words of Michael Saylor, don't sell your Bitcoin, borrow against it.
Yeah. And then because you only have to pay back that stable amount, as your Bitcoin grows, that's again, that falls into the formula of old money and how they work.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
So let's bring some old money mechanics to the Bitcoin space, because everyone in this space, they want to get richer. Everyone in this space, they're saving money. Most of 90% of people I know with Bitcoin, they want to just make more money to buy more Bitcoin. They want to buy more crypto. They want to have bigger bags, and I think that's great because you're accumulating capital. And the next question is what you would do with that capital.
Yeah,
100%.
Smart investors know the answer, but maybe we need to educate more people, because even if you have $1,000 in Bitcoin, you can get that 500 up to 840 probably, maybe $860 even against $1,000 collateral, and you can do something with that money. Let's say you have a little bit, you were saving from your day job for years, and you bought 0.1, 0.2, whatever, any amount of Bitcoin, and then you want to risk, you want to do something, maybe start a business, maybe start go study even. You can use stables against your Bitcoin and still keep the asset. and then eventually repay it, and boom.
I love it, man. It's like Satsterminal, man. I think your new line should be aggregating everything. I got a feeling in the future, if I buy like a Pokemon card, I'm gonna do it through you guys because you guys are gonna make sure I get the cheapest Charizard PSA 10.
That's funny, but that's exactly what we are doing. That's exactly our goal. Yeah, we want to aggregate all of the stuff, all of the DeFi stuff happening in Bitcoin. I want to think about it as a Jupiter of Bitcoin. You go to jube.ag right now. They have swap, they have perps, they have lending, they have a bunch of other features, mobile app, and many other things. We want to be similar company, but you need to have a core product where you would have all of your users concentrated, and then you can think about some side ideas, maybe even getting a credit card. Let's say you get stables and you get them to the credit card. That's a very great use case as well. So there are many things that we are thinking about, and gladly, as an aggregator, we can build out the whole UI UX for the loans, and instead of like building vaults, for example, we can also integrate some reputable companies, reputable builders that are, have great products with great TVL. And I think that's the route we would be pursuing. We want to have that platform built fast because I think there is demand for it right now, today.
100%, man.
And of course in the future as well, but right now it's here. So you want to work.
Yeah, man. Well, this has been absolutely awesome, Stan. I really appreciate your time, dude. It means so much to us to be able to kind of give us your our audience what you're thinking and what you're doing and what you guys are building. So it's been absolutely awesome. But we'd love to give you stage one last time. If there's anything you missed, anything you want to get off your chest before we let you go.
Yeah, hit me up if you want to test the product, join the beta group, either through X or just send me a message in my Telegram. If you have my
reach out to
handle
us as well, and we'll get you guys in touch with Stan if he has needed as well. So you don't give your Telegram handle out here. You'll get some crazies. No. We'll filter it for you. Just reach out to us, and we'll make sure we get you guys caught up with Stan. But Stan, man, really appreciate you, buddy.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Absolutely awesome as always. It's so cool to have Stan on, man. Every Wednesday, or close to it, especially because he was in Hong Kong last week. And what those guys are building at Satsterminal is truly special. Aggregate everything. I wonder if he's going to aggregate like milk and bread in the future. Make sure I get the cheapest price for my milk and bread. No, I'm just kidding.
But that conversation really made me kind of get into a deeper thought of our space, because what he broke down just now, there's people in TradFi that get what he's saying. You know what I mean? They just 100%. Like, we're like, and those are the ones that are now starting to get interested in Bitcoin because it's more solid, it's more safe, right? And I think when we think about sustainability, we want to have that kind of mindset. 100%. You know what I mean? We want to be like what's been proven to show successful. And a lot of times in our space, and not necessarily fault of our own or, the audience that's listening in, we get so mesmerized by these meme coins that jump from like, a $500,000 market cap to like 100 million. But that is what kept that mentality. If you just constantly are thinking that's what keeps people poor. You know what I mean? So if you're lucky enough to hit one of those, and I'm not saying that those type of opportunities won't come, but I think the mentality to have for the long game, because look, on-chain revolution is not just here for this Q4 bull run and disappear. We're here for the long game, right? Mm-hmm. So having the right mindset of building like sustainable longevity of wealth, I think is important to kind of think about and stuff. And today, I appreciate Stan for jumping on and having that good conversation there.
Great conversation today, man. Really bullish on Satsterminal, and just some great guys building that, dude. With Rashad last week, and then Stan today. Phenomenal. Well, let's get out of here. We got 269 people in here right now. Appreciate you guys. Not to mention everyone on Twitter, Twitch, X, Spotify, Rumble, and everywhere else. Abstract as well. Really appreciate you guys, and phenomenal. You guys are gonna be the winners because there's no one here. There's no one on Twitter actually talk about it. So you guys are getting educated on the things that are gonna be truly multi-billion-dollar companies. And remember, when Yagobi talks about the rewards in a few minutes, you guys can be a part of what they're building with these
Absolutely.
coins.
And I mean, the CEO of Satsterminal that is being backed by Coinbase Ventures and all these things, he just invited you guys to be beta testers. So if you have that kind of mindset to where you want to get plugged in, reach out to them at Satsterminal on X and message them. Right, and message them and let them know you want to be a part of that beta test group for the borrowing and lending against Bitcoin. But also, we just appreciate each and every one of you guys. Without you guys, we couldn't do this. Always have to remind you guys because we're so thankful for y'all. Also, without our partners, though, we couldn't do it, and we are very thankful for them. If you could check them out, greatly appreciate it. I just talked about the beta test group for Satsterminal. Make sure you go do that if you're interested. And then also head over to satsterminal.com to trade for runes or alkanes. The best price that you're going to find, the most liquid tokens in runes and alkanes going to be at satsterminal.com. Also, you will earn amber points. What are amber points? Amber points are an XP point system that's going to go towards a give back to early adopters of satsterminal.com platform. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. There's multiple ways to earn. The first wallet connect that you do with Satsterminal.com, you get 1,000 Amber points, which is a big bonus. And then after that, you earn more as you make swaps on the platform. So make sure you head over to Satsterminal.com and take advantage of that. And then Emblem Vault is the interoperability layer for Bitcoin's Ordinal ecosystem and NFTs, right? So if you're looking to jump counterparty NFTs or Bitcoin Ordinals to Ethereum, you got to use Emblem Vault to do that. You can take out a loan against your Taproot Wizard right now on the Gandhi application, which is the biggest borrowing and lending platform on Ethereum right now. And they're going to open up to more chains as well. So other layer 2 EVMs like Abstract, Base, and then possibly Bitcoin layer 2 in Merlin chain. We'll see if that happens. And then also they're, of course, going to be adding Solana to that. And speaking of Solana, they have the best AI product in the Solana ecosystem called Agent Hustle. If you go to agenthustle.ai, you can use him for free. There's a free version, so you are limited to their tool sets, but you can go to Hustle and ask him to grab a couple, safe 2 to 5x plays in the Solana ecosystem. He'll bring back some options for you and give you reasons why he thinks these are safe 2 to 5x plays, right? Also, he has a conditional trading engine in him, so you can say, hey, buy Fartcoin when it drops 50% and get me out whenever I'm up 150%. You can go to the gym, do whatever you need to do. He'll take care and execute the trade for you on your behalf. Also, expect Hustle to be on multiple different chains, big name chains as well. They're kind of shoring up that stuff. And there is a token that kind of powers the ecosystem called the Hustle token on Solana as well. You can check that out. And then another product with that kind of is in the Hustle ecosystem is a migrate.fun. If you launched a token on a launchpad on Solana, you can actually migrate out of there because those liquidity pools are locked, but they have found a way for you to get your community to actually unlock that liquidity and take it over to start over on a new launchpad. So you get kind of re-energize that project or that meme coin community. They're about to, I guess, start their first cohort is right around the corner. If you're interested in this, reach out to them. You can possibly get into the second cohort. But it's awesome what they're doing. Everybody's all about the migration now. Check it out at migrate.fun. And lastly is their Bitcoin Rune that should be launched on block 915,000 for Bitcoin. But you can actually go to OpenSea right now and search Founder Faults on OpenSea and buy one of these ERC 721s, which is a pre-sale. It's an Ethereum NFT, but it's a pre-sale for the Bitcoin Rune. Once Bitcoin gets to block 915,000, these will open up and you have a Bitcoin wallet in there with the Emblem Founder Vault Key Rune, which will launch on block 915,000. Super exciting stuff. You can learn about everything I just went over at emblem.vision. And then Artura.finance is the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Make sure you guys are participating in their trading competition. There's not a whole bunch of participation, so the competition is not super huge right now, but it will start to load up. It's going to go on for about 5 weeks, but the top prize is, I believe, 10,000 USDT, which is absolutely crazy. And then they are giving away part of the prize, 20,000 of their tokens as well. The Artura token is going to be part of that, but they're going to be based off of P&L. And you can see Shizzy's got a little green in there, so you're going to have to go against him. Pretty sure it's like in the single digits, though, but it doesn't matter. It's for fun as well as just learning. Make sure you join their Discord as well. They have an amazing trader group community there. But Artura.finance is live on Botanix, which is Bitcoin layer 2, and you can earn points by making trades on Artura. You can earn points by adding liquidity to their vaults as well. That's the largest multiplier for their points, and the points are going to be going towards a give back for early adopters as well. But also Botanix is tracking on their side what you're doing on their chain, so they're going to be giving a give back for an airdrop in the future. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. In the future, near future, look forward to them adding synthetic Bitcoin fungibles like Doggo to the Moon, $1 Billion Cat, Ordi, Sats, and TradFi synthetic derivatives like Coinbase and MicroStrategy. So super exciting stuff. They're going to have unique products unique to their platform. Head over to Artura.finance to learn more. And then Tokyo Wallet is the multi-chain smart wallet that is building for the best UI UX. They support Bitcoin, Cardano, and now Sui. On Bitcoin, you can swap for Bitcoin runes. They partnered with Satsterminal to make that possible. On Cardano, they partnered with Dex Hunter, so you can swap for Cardano tokens. And they have an aggregator partner on Sui to make it possible for you guys to swap for any token on Sui as well. Head over to Tokyo.io. You can actually download their if you have an iPhone, go to the Apple App Store. And if you have an Android, go to the Google Play Store. You can download the applications there. Test it out. There's a little YouTube section on there. You can find our channel and other crypto YouTubers there as well. Head over to Tokyo.io to learn more. And then Merlin Chain is uniting Bitcoin strength through the power of AI. They have their AI Wizard version 2.0. They renamed it because it is a fresh new version that's coming out. You can actually test it on the beta site right now, but you can swap cross-chain directly with your Merlin Chain wallet, with your Merlin Chain Bitcoin. You can actually buy Solana meme coins. You can buy BNB meme coins. Whatever's hot, they're allowing you guys to buy it cross-chain without having to switch wallets and all that stuff. And you can use the wizard to do it. Also, the wizard can grab information on other blockchains for you. You can say, hey, give me the top 10 wallets for Fartcoin on Solana, and he'll bring back the information for you. So really solid AI product as well on Merlin Chain. So check that out. Also, they have a proof of a stake security system on a Merlin Chain. There's 3 options you can participate in: staking Bitcoin to earn more Bitcoin. We talked about that. This is a big deal. If you stake your Bitcoin on through this option, you can earn on average a 16% APR. Now, the vault is going to unlock on September 30th. So if you do add to this, it's locked until then. And we'll see when they will start the next campaign for Bitcoin staking to earn more Bitcoin. But super cool there. Also, they have 2 options on the Merlin Chain token, which is getting a lot of strength now, probably because of the Bitcoin staking to earn more Bitcoin. But Merlin Chain token, you can stake in 2 options. The first is the flexible day-to-day. You earn 15% APR. You can claim those rewards every single day, and you can compound interest that. If you do withdraw, though, there's a 7-day cooldown period. So just know that, and you can expect that there. And then the 6-month option, you earn 45% APR. It's called the bonded option. You can still claim every day and compound interest that, and of course it's locked up for 6 months there. But yeah, this team is crushing it, guys. They are constantly traveling right now. I think they're doing these spaces with Tokyo Wallet because they're a part of Sui's ecosystem too now, and BTC is getting really strong. So make sure you guys are paying attention to that. And lastly is our guys and friends from Ordinal Hive. They pushed their Ordinal collection mint to September 4th. So make sure you're paying attention to that. That's tomorrow. But that mint is going to have something to do with their Hive token as well. So just make sure you're following all the details and learning about it at their X account there. But they are the fastest Ordinal marketplace in the entire market. If you're looking to, get your Ordinal right away and you purchase there, that is one thing that they boast about, is they are lightning fast with that, and they are working on getting the Bitcoin to the seller right away as well. Head over to ordinalhive.io today. And thank you guys so much for checking out our partners, man. We really, really appreciate you guys.
Yep. Great job, man. And before I get to the website real quick, we did have Superfan said on taxes, big noodle miners, sections 179 IRS, full write-offs. Anyone needing that? Nice. I can take initial payment and defer the rest. It's legal. I checked the tax lawyers. More to come. Checked with tax lawyers. They said states and Satsterminals in Hong Kong. So if so, China parade was wild. If the parade is an indicator of where China is going, America's cooked. Oh wow. All right. Bitcoin Breakfast says, do I need to type my seed phrase in to enter the wheel? Please don't do that. I know you're kidding there too, but if you guys have a few more minutes and wouldn't mind checking out our amazing website over at Ordinal Revolution. I'm sorry, onchainrevolution.io. It's the second time I did that this week. But check out our website, guys. We have a brand new article just dropped. It's about Spark. We talked about Spark today. That's why we put out the article today. It is absolutely amazing. We want you guys to be fully aware of what's going on with Spark. That is why we're talking about it today, but articles about it, because we want our community to win. And in order for you guys to win, you guys need to be educated as possible. That's what these articles are for. You got a 3-minute read here. You guys can check out every article going all the way back. Each week we have a new one there. That'll really help a lot of you guys, man, really get caught up to what we have going on in the crypto ecosystem. So check that out there. If you guys need a VPN, we have the best VPN, that is NordVPN. Highly recommend NordVPN. I use it every single day. Do not go to websites with your IP hanging out. It is stupid. Have one on your phone, have one on your computer, have one on your backup computer. It's stupid to just be giving your IP address to every damn site that you go to. It's dumb. Just get a VPN. It's $3 a month, guys. There's free ones out there. Highly recommend get a free one if you like them. I like Nord. I don't mind paying the $3, lock it in for 2 years, set it, forget it, be done with it. I'll see you in 2 years to pay the $64 again. I mean, to me, that's nothing. Really excited for the for what comes this cycle, but I'll be having a VPN on that whole time. And remember, we do have a store. We got some of the best merch in all of crypto: hats, jackets, shoes, and so much more. Brand new Trench Kitty hoodie just dropped a few weeks ago. I still didn't buy mine. I gotta do it today. I say that every single day, but I'll do it. But I love this hoodie. It's phenomenal. Check everything out here at Ordinal, onchainrevolution.io. And guys, remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
OnChain revolution roll call. Market recap. You're not bullish enough. No. You're not bullish enough. No. Look at the price go. Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear traps. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How did the market react? Fear and greed gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and marching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain revolution.